let's show some.
Let's show some camaraderie.
Some camaraderie. Yeah.
I don't know why you do that at the same time. Yo.
Everybody's on airplane mode, right?
Yeah. Oh shit! No, I'm not. Sorry. Last time I got the evil eye. Well, one of us did. Wasn't me. I'm on airplane mode now.
Let's do 10 seconds of silence starting now, and I'll count you guys down. So starting now.
Yeah. Chip.
Bumba clock.
What's up?
What up, guys? Episode 6.
Cheers to episode
Cheers.
6.
Cheers.
Cheers. Unpopular opinions.
Yep. That's that upper shelf shit. Shout out to Christian Brothers, yo.
No, can you please stop mentioning them?
I got
And
my
that's like gonna start paying for
I got my check in the
ad
mail.
space.
But I don't
got
think
my
they
check
can
in the
afford
mail.
it though.
They've been around for a long time, but they just like
That sounds like a company that's been around for ages.
Yes.
Christian Brothers.
Yeah.
They probably was on the second shelf. Then it was like been whatever, man.
Then they need to
Nah,
get
don't try to jazz it up. Ain't no jazzing it up.
Whatever. Shots fired for Christian Brothers. I just wanted to do that. What up, guys?
Ain't shit.
what up,
How's everybody doing?
groovy.
Groovy?
chilling.
Gotta get used to that.
Groovy.
You know how I feel. Well,
I don't know. I know, but
I
it's
love
like
the word.
groovy is groovy, right? It's like
Yeah.
I get it.
So what's up with this weather though? We was talking about the weather. How you said it's like it's the hottest it's been. You said something like that, Raine?
I don't remember it being 80 degrees.
In early
October 7th last year.
I think it was though. I think it was. We need to.
We had some warm days, but
a lot of warm
this
days.
is like never-ending summer. Summer hasn't. I mean, fall hasn't come yet.
Well, it's gonna come. They said this week. You know what I mean. But who knows?
It's just kind of humid.
We could look it up, right? You could look up the weather from last year.
You could, but we're on airplane mode. Can't do
Yeah,
that.
not right now. I mean, but you can.
We're on airplane mode. So
Wait, can you be on airplane mode and on their Wi-Fi?
No.
no,
No.
I
I
don't
mean,
think
you
so.
can turn your.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
can.
what's the names
Thank
off?
you.
Yeah,
They
See-
go to Wi-Fi password.
names off.
Thanks, Q.
Nope.
Q's back with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Right,
She's back
yeah,
with us.
definitely.
Q in the building.
Q. I don't have the applause.
Thanks for the invite,
Do
y'all.
I have that app? The app. I have the sound effect. No, you get this. So how was everybody's weekend, guys? What was your weekend like? Rain?
Yesterday I had an event.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to like not bring back, but just kind of revamp the female battle rap movement.
Shout out to Boss Chick Battle League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as usual, this is why I go so hard for the women because
Yeah.
the women always turn up and they always kind of like when it's women on the card, they kind of to me they always stand out. Even on the top tier cards, the best battle of the battle of the night is always the girls. We
Okay.
have the most passion, like we really care. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a shame that we don't get pushed the same way. So that's my goal. I think it's the marketing, and so that's my goal this time around is like focusing on the marketing and not so much. As long as the battles are dope,
Yeah.
it's my job to just market them. You know. So what happened yesterday, which was a shocker, and shout out to Reef for coming through. That was love.
Shit was lit.
Shit was lit. On the
It
low, it
was
was lit
lit.
because it wasn't even. It was like a different
Yeah.
vibe, and it wasn't what I expected, but it still was good. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just on some hip hop shit. You know what I mean? So, and I did my job, which was make sure I got the interviews before.
Nice.
You know, get the background because women have to be sold. Like, so you gotta like tell the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even though it wasn't really a connection with that one rounder,
Yeah.
it kind of just came about. But I knew that they would kind of match because they kind of like it's like a YG versus OG type thing.
Yeah.
And at the end though, so one girl's from DC, the other girl's from Buffalo.
DC.
And she's like a G for real, the older chick or whatever. But at the
Yeah.
end, she kind of just like she had a T-shirt. She took her jacket off and she showed the back of her T-shirt, and it had her opponent's kids on the back.
Oh,
Crazy.
That was OD.
Ouch.
Can we get something for that? Because yo,
I'm too shocked to give
Super
something. I don't know what
A
to
shot.
do.
Get a shot.
Super violation.
We
get a
get
shot
this.
for that, man. Because it was like,
Shots fired.
it was kind of crazy.
Jesus.
I felt bad.
Yeah,
I wanted
I
to
felt-
disappear. Like, I just wanted to disappear
Yo, imagine
and not
I'm
be
standing
there
there
no
like,
more.
No, you get this.
Bumbleclad.
Jesus.
No,
If
for
I
real.
was there,
The crowd was like, whoa. And see, what's kind of bad too is that's why I always try to have 2 or 3 cameramen, because it was only one guy. Because I was working with someone else, so he only had the one guy. But if someone else was there, they started going back and forth after she showed her shirt. It kind of went left, and that should have been captured because it was getting real. I mean, we stopped it. It wasn't like a fight or nothing, but
Yeah.
that still should have been captured.
The real
you know what I mean? The real
emotion.
emotion of it, like how you got my kids
I
on your
know.
shirt? Like what the hell?
How
Crazy.
planned are you with this
Exactly.
shit?
Like that was crazy.
So, what are your thoughts on that, though, y'all? Like, is that cool?
Me, when I used to battle, I never used props.
Question.
I don't knock props. It turns up the battle
Yeah,
if it's
but-
executed right.
But, so here's the thing: is there a Well, you would know. Right? Is there like a contract that you sign, like certain things are off limits?
I think
And
the
battle
bigger
rap?
you get, some battlers, they have stipulations like don't mention
Okay.
my kids, this, that, and the third. But some people feel like this is battle rap. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But I didn't give a chance to shout out both of them. OG Prana versus Miss Ill with it. Battle coming soon. Make
Shout
sure
out.
to subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Boss Chick TV, Boss Chick Media and Marketing. That's what it's all about, man. Support female battle rap. And real
what's
quick,
up.
any
Yeah,
small
do your
businesses
thing.
that want to align themselves with female battle rap, hit me up at bosschickRaine@gmail.com.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's what's dope.
Let me ask you real quick, Reef,
Do
who
your
you
thing.
gave the battle to? Because I think it's debatable. I don't. You give your real. You don't gotta be nice about it.
I'm not gonna be
Okay.
nice, but the shirt, man, like I don't, and even bigger than that, even like afterwards, like because it was like freestyling going on afterwards, like I felt her style, like even her flow, like of
Who?
other verses. I forgot the homegirl that had the shirt.
The
I
OG
forgot what,
chick.
yeah, OG. I felt her flow and her
Okay.
cadence and her delivery. So maybe I was a little bit biased towards her because
In the
of that.
battle, you felt her
In the
too?
battle
Okay.
and afterwards. So like just her delivery, like there's certain like G-Dep, people don't think he's great, but I think his cadence and his delivery was great. Like
Right.
I'm one of those people. So like I just was kind of
edging
and
toward
really
her.
what you're
impressed
saying.
by hers. And then when she came with the fucking shirt, like I was done after the shirt. Like
So you
she
gave
like,
it to her.
she like two ugly. They say two ugly people make pretty kids. Something like, but
That's
that's,
what
a
she said.
goddamn
That's
lie.
how- that's
and
how
then
she
took off the jacket and turned
You
around and
remember
had
the
to.
line.
And,
Wow.
and it was
So she
looking.
was calling the kids.
Yeah, and the kids was looking crusty. Like she got the crusty pick. Like they was like, no, this. I'm sorry, but it was I wanted to disappear. Like if I could have just ninja vanished and been gone, like I would have just vanished. Like so I was embarrassed for myself. Like it was. So I don't know. Maybe
That
maybe
was the
because
line.
like, I felt bad. I felt terrible. Like yo, and she had a lot of slick balls in it. Like she's from DC. She was saying like
Wow.
She was
Bradley
saying some
Beal. She
G
was saying
shit,
some
like-
like shit, and I don't think people was catching it because there was a couple times I was in the crowd like, oh,
He
like,
was.
and people wasn't. So I don't know. I think she won, but I felt bad for the
I
kids.
thought the
man.
Carnegie kid was gonna give us some bars last
I
night.
was,
He
but I ain't want to.
framed.
It was.
Oh, you put him on the
you
spot
know,
last
it
night?
No, it was
Nah,
open
nah.
cipher.
Yeah, because people were ciphering.
They were
people
spitting.
were
Yeah.
back and forth, and it was dope. But real shit. I think the girls held it down more than everybody. Like it was
did.
because it was dudes that was
Yeah.
freestyling in there too, but there was like the girls was really holding it down, bro. Like legit, like
Salute to
not
that.
no like for real. They was holding it down, yo. There was I forget everyone's name off the top, but they was holding it down, like
That's
for
what's up.
real, for real. Like
what's up.
I don't know. Like she said, I think it's always more passion when it's the women involved. When you look at the women
Facts.
battles, like sometimes there's fights afterwards. Sometimes because they bring that like level of passion. I think the dudes is in it for the bag, and the chicks is kind of in it for like their respect. Like they don't be playing, yo. Like they be ready to throw down.
I'm still
Word.
stuck on the T-shirt shit. That's
Yo,
crazy.
I was hurt.
That's
I hope he captured it right,
Hands
so we
will-
can have a good
Hands
product.
would have been, given.
Yeah, hands may have. I mean,
I
you
said
don't
before, I
want
think
that.
mothers
Hands
is
would
off
be-
limits. To me, I think mothers is off limits.
Kids ain't off limits too.
I don't
But you
No, I
know what
feel
she
like-
said? You know what she said though?
What?
How she justified it? She said, I didn't peep it, but her opponent in the battle
Mhm.
said, "Fuck her daughter," and her daughter was there.
Wow.
So she pointed to her daughter. So she was like,
Oh.
"Oh, okay. So this is justified." And she already had it planned, of
but
course.
I was about to say, but you already had that planned.
Right, but it
before.
kind of like
Yeah,
offset. It
yeah.
gave him more fuel. Like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck my daughter, and you pointed to my child
I
in
mean,
the
as a
audience.
fan, I'm like, oh shit. But as the person battling, I would have been like, wow, nah, you gonna get these hands right here. That's crazy. But
Shout out to
y'all.
female battle rap.
Yes,
man.
yes.
That's
I
really,
wish
like,
I wish I was
fun
there,
and
man.
fun.
I wish I would have made it
Next
there.
December is going to be
Yeah.
a big event.
Yeah.
My next event, December. So
Okay.
you know, I'll
Dope,
keep y'all
dope.
in tune with that.
It was my dad's birthday yesterday. He turned 71.
Ooh,
71.
happy
Happy
birthday to the
birthday,
OG.
Dad.
I gotta give him one of these.
Hell yeah, that's dope.
One of those. But yeah, he's cool,
Maybe
man.
a little longer.
Shots fired too for his old dad. I love him though. Love you, Dad. Nah, we was just chilling, and you know, he's my best friend. It's my guy, and yeah, turned 71. Just chilled. He went gambling, so that was fun for him.
You got one?
No, he didn't win. He never wins.
Did you front the money at least?
Ain't nobody wins.
Yeah, of course I did. That's my dad. You know, got him a nice card. You know,
Okay.
it's funny though. Like,
They love to gamble.
yeah,
They-
the older you get, yeah.
My
What's up with
grandfather
that?
like to say, don't
My
give him no
mom,
card
too.
if it ain't got no money in it.
They
Yeah.
love to gamble,
That's
man.
crazy. They make sure they make that bust, man. I tell you.
It pops to the Libra. So is my mom. She's Libra.
Yeah.
Her birthday was last week.
Shout out to the Libras.
Shout out to the Libras,
Shout
man.
out
I
to
rock
Libras.
with Libras for the most part.
I don't really do. I don't know. Yeah, signs don't mean nothing to me. Like you
Uh-oh.
cool, we cool. What
You guys into signs?
Not really. I don't follow it like that.
Not really.
Like when I've read like descriptions of different signs and things of that nature, things make sense. But I don't follow them like that.
Okay.
That's fine. Well, shout out to the signs. People believe in signs.
I do think that people born around the same time do share some of the same characteristics. Of course, you have experience, you have how you were raised and different things like that. But we kind of are aligned by the time, the seasons you were born in. You kind of share characteristics.
And I can't say I disagree because I've recognized like
You recognize some similar.
yeah,
It's not
similar
totally like
characteristics.
exact. We're all different,
Yeah.
but certain things are alike.
particularly in specific months, like June born people or March born people.
I never get that.
Pisces and Cancers.
Mm,
Yeah,
I
Cancers are
suppose.
kind of.
Wait, is that what
Well,
June
June
is?
is
I don't even know.
Cancer and
June is
um,
Gemini
that was July?
and
And
Geminis,
Cancer.
that's what I mean.
Okay.
Geminis, because they always
Cancer.
speak
Yeah, I
about like
think
Geminis
Gemini,
having
Cancer.
two.
I never understood it. I'm a Scorpio, so whenever I tell people I'm a Scorpio, like, oh, I heard about you. I'm like, I don't understand.
But
that.
I always get that like Scorpios are kind people.
Really?
Yeah, shit. And I share the same
Scorpios
sign, and
are
I think
pretty
I'm pretty
evil.
damn kind.
Yeah, we Scorpios, right?
I mean, when a woman says they're Scorpio, that's just another, it's,
That's cool. But when a guy says they're a Scorpio,
yeah.
No, when
It's like
Scorpios
an
say
alert
that they're
goes off.
Scorpios, you think, I'm sorry, guys, you think freaks.
Yeah, that's what I was.
And you-
That's what I was
And
trying
I feel
to
like that's why I
politely
never
allude
gave
to.
it that much energy. I feel like
I
that's why I never gave it that much
politely
energy because I
Sorry,
never
I'm telling you the
believed
truth. It's a
it.
stigma attached to Scorpios. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
I think Scorpios overall, I'm not saying if you're good or bad, but I think overall, y'all can be pretty.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. though. Like
that
other
means.
people would be like, "Oh, you're a Scorpio. You're a Scorpio, so you cut people off in a heartbeat." And I'd be like, "I don't think I'm like that." My grandmother was also a Scorpio, and I thought she was pretty kind. So I don't know. Maybe I want to believe I'm kind.
I mean, it's all
Shit, I
relative.
don't know.
Shout out to the Scorpio.
Y'all
Scorpio
about to have me
season
go
is
read up
coming
on that
through
shit some
Yeah.
more.
next month.
Soon.
You're an October Scorpio?
I'm a
or-
November Scorpio.
Okay.
November 3rd, the thizzle.
November 13th.
Okay. I think the real Scorpios are in November.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I
Hold
say
up.
about the Leos. The real Leos are in August.
Yeah. Shout out to the Scorpios.
What's your sign, Reef?
I'm Virgo Libra cusp, so it's
What?
funny. Like I can't.
How can you be two?
You're a
Because it's
Virgo.
things that
That's right. You
say
just had
it's
a
things
birthday.
that say I'm a Virgo. It's things that say I'm a Libra. If you're born like September 22nd or 23rd, then it'll like vary. So I see shit
What's your
that say
sign,
I'm
man?
a Libra.
I'm a Leo.
Virgo.
Leo and
I'm on the cusp, so I really can't claim nothing.
You're
bro.
20 what?
22nd. I could show you things that say I'm
Oh.
both. That's one that says I'm a Libra and one that says.
You're a
Trust me, I
Virgo.
went through years of a kid claiming one and then seeing something else.
It's
and-
half and half.
fucking
so it ain't.
You cusp people
My
are
dad
kind
is
of.
a
Yeah,
Astronomical
and I've read shit for people born on the
unicorn.
cusp, and that shit is the only thing that, because there's certain things about Virgo that's absolutely not me, and certain things about Libra that's absolutely not me. But that cusp joint, I think, hit it right on the head. So I don't subscribe to it crazy, but
I never believed in it. Just
I'm about to go read up on that shit now.
Yeah, there's a lot of different.
And
like,
what's funny is that
Sun Signs is a
I
good book.
have a horoscope app because like I would read the horoscope
Yeah.
or like the yearly horoscope and shit like that. I'd be like, oh, it says money is coming my way, right? That's the shit that I want
Well,
to
that
see.
stuff,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Fuck
stuff
it.
is like, but
Good
they
luck with
have
that
like
one.
breakdowns. There's one
Yeah.
called, it's called one that I read called Black Sun Signs.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Black Sun Signs.
Okay. I'm gonna go read up on it. See
That's
if
cool.
I see
Oh
similarities.
my gosh.
When I have though, like, and when you've read it about other people, you see.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't get that stuff. But
Okay.
anyway, so what's up with this week though? What was going on?
This week was a slow week.
It was, but hold up though. It may have been a slow week as far as like other shit, but as far as music, a lot of
lot of music
a lot of
dropped,
music,
man.
a lot of music, man,
A lot of music.
a lot of music.
I'm really feeling that Dave East and Styles P.
yes, indeed,
Beloved.
beloved,
Beloved. That joint is
Yes. Yeah,
fire.
that definitely.
I enjoyed that one. Also enjoyed Ghostface Killer Lost Tapes.
I didn't know
I
he
didn't
dropped.
hear that.
Yeah,
It's a mixtape or it's an album?
it's an album.
It's a piece of work,
It's a-
basically.
you know,
'cause
it's a
nowadays
body
you
of
can't
work.
really-
I mean,
Oh no, I gotta get that. I fucks with
Nah.
Ghostface.
y'all gotta
That's-
listen to.
My bad. Sorry for missing that Ghost. I ain't
Y'all
know
gotta
that
listen
even
to
dropped.
Buckingham Palace. That's track 2. Y'all gotta check that out.
Okay, nah,
Check that out.
I super fuck with Ghostface. I don't know that over the top crazy when he had the stupid big gold eagle on his arm. Like I wanted to do shit like that so bad when I was a kid. Like I was probably in 6th grade when he did that shit. I wanted to do that shit so bad. Like if I had the money, I would buy that shit right now.
Ghost is the
I
man.
fuck with
Yeah,
Ghostface.
Ghost. Shout out to Ghost.
And he's one of the most consistent Wu members to me, where
Yeah,
he doesn't ever
definitely.
sound outdated. That's my issue with
Him
longevity. He doesn't sound outdated to me.
and Raekwon too. I like Raekwon. He
I think
doesn't
those
sound
are the only
outdated.
ones. really.
Raekwon
I mean,
is
to me.
fresh, but I felt like that last body of work, I don't feel like it was like
I mean, Ghostface was always my
modern.
favorite. He was always my favorite out of them. Second would be ODB, but
Yeah,
always,
nah, Dirty
always
was my
Ghost.
favorite, but
T.I. dropped too.
Yeah, Dom Chapel. Somebody.
Everyone's
at
saying it's
this, somebody at
dope.
this table don't like it.
I'm not. I can't give it
Oh,
a
I
real
thought you
opinion,
was-
but I listened to the first 5 songs. I didn't love it.
Well, you got to keep listening.
Yeah, I do.
You might
It
like
didn't-
the next.
But I
10,
want to be
the next
pulled
5.
in. It wasn't pulling me in. You know. It was just like I
Really?
was
You
just
didn't like
listening.
Seasons?
I don't know them by heart. I was just listening. I mean, listening to him like he was rapping, but it
Yeah.
was sort of like I this is my issue. If I can tell that you've taken time off, that's the issue I have. That's where I start saying like you sound outdated.
you think he sounded like he took time off because he was trying to do today's flows, or it just sounded like him
I
on
didn't-
his own shit was kind of shaky?
I
'Cause
felt
didn't
like he
listen
was
to it.
getting really preachy and not preachy, but like he was trying to like make sure he had a, well, not trying to make sure, but he had a message.
Okay.
And the overall of every song I heard was this message, and I don't have a problem with that. But it seems like it was a separation between, it's like a gap between his last
What he
body of
used to
work.
do. Mhm.
Right, you know what I mean? I don't have. He always gave us a message, but it was
Yeah.
like balanced. And I just feel like, you know, I'm just being a consumer, like how we get fickle. So it's like I'm seeing him on TV. He's the Family Guy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, you
when I'm-
entitled to that.
And when I'm hearing him rap, I'm hearing the Family Guy, which is cool. This is where you are in life.
Yeah.
But it didn't pull me in. I saw what's the name said it was like his dopest body of work.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't-
Who? Who said that?
But his opinion is not valid on hip hop in my opinion.
who's that?
Charlamagne. He made a post and said this is one of this is,
I do like it, but I don't think it's his best body of work.
he said one of his dopest or some shit.
That's a safe way of saying like.
Yeah, it's
that's
the
like-
best, right?
Yeah, like, come on.
So I'm
dude.
like, I don't know. But to me, it didn't pull me in. I listened to 5 songs, so it's not fair.
Yeah.
I hear the whole body.
yeah,
of
you
work.
definitely got to hit the whole body of work. You still listening to Carter 5, Q?
I generally listen to albums for quite some time.
Really? Nah, I appreciate that though, cause I think it's like the era of the disposable album.
That's
like
how
you
I
listen
take
to it
it
for
in.
3 days and then it's done. I like to listen to an album for like a year. There was
Yeah.
times I was listening to the whole shit 6 to 7 months later
you
in the middle of the
supposed
street, like,
to.
oh
Yeah.
damn, I didn't catch that.
Right.
Like the million times I listened to it, like I know the words, but I
Yeah.
didn't like. I appreciate that.
Exactly.
We used to do that more back in the day. I feel like.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Because people weren't putting out, like work wasn't coming out as frequently.
It wasn't microwave
I remember
society. It
catching
wasn't
shit
140
on
characters.
Reasonable Doubt
Vine.
that I caught later on.
Years later.
You're like, yo, he was saying that.
Like,
years
Exactly.
later.
I
we
feel
don't
like
do that
the,
anymore. It's like
the
it
goats-
comes out and we're like, this is hot, and then it's not. No more.
as you guys from the last show, the goats, plural, they do that. They tend to do that.
Yeah, but nobody nobody has the attention span that long to listen to an album for that long no more. So they just give you this microwave McDonald's albums that people, oh, this is great. Like, nah, shit don't be great.
I feel like some people just didn't have shit to say. Like you didn't have that much life experience since the last time you put your album out, right? And if you're rapping about the same shit, I'm not really interested, and that's why I feel like for me, if I can listen to an album like a couple of years from now, then it's an album that I could really connect with, right? But if it's just something for you to put out so that you can continue to be on tour, like so that you can reel in money, then like I forget about most of the songs that you put out.
You can tell those type of albums though.
Yeah.
Like when people put them out, you can tell.
But who really changed their subject matter? Like, you know, like who really pulled? I feel like everybody's been the same. Like most of Hov's albums been the same stuff. I mean, now towards the later end, he kind of changed. But in the middle of it was like, you know, consecutive. Nas the same album. It was the same. Pac, all of them same albums, the same Big, like the same.
I'm willing to say with Hov though, after I think
towards the end he had to just cause.
I mean, after the Black Album, because with Kingdom Come, the content you can tell was slowly changing. Because when
that was Beach Chair and all of that.
Yeah, with Beach Chair, like that was, and like in the Minority Report, we weren't used to songs like that. And actually, before then, I was saying that Jay-Z was incapable of writing songs like that.
True, that was the knock.
You know what I'm saying? But then once he came out with Minority Report, it took it.
He started,
yeah.
He started definitely working on it. I don't know. I think like Dre's the only person that really kind of did a drastic change in their content, like 3000 meaning not Dr. Dre. 3000, 3000 was there's a drastic change between Southern Playlistic and Aquemini, and then even from Aquemini and Stankonia to Love Below, like there's a drastic change. Like it's almost two totally different artists.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
The sound change.
I think content shit. Like he wasn't really making them love songs and all of that prior to Love Below. Like there wasn't really none of that. And remember, like he stopped smoking and all that. Like remember the first couple out, he was, you know, smoking and all of that. It wasn't no smoking. It was vegan, rapping ahead, the grandmother turbans and all that.
But he was still spitting that shit.
Oh no, never ever stop spitting. That's not. I would never. That's my favorite rapper.
Yeah, I mean his image changed more. Yeah. The content. I don't know if the content really changed.
People say when he got with Erykah Badu, that's when it changed.
I mean, he tapped into maybe the content
he
definitely tapped into.
He was on that shit kind of before, and they kind of met up though.
Oh, you got it. See, look at that, quick.
I think they was both on the same line.
What the hell?
I'm just saying.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
You got it?
You sure?
We all got it. Exactly.
Yeah. but I think as far as it's just changed, you know what I'm saying? So, but that brings me to ask, what are your top 5 songwriters? Like, who you think writes? Songwriters like
hip hop. What are we talking about?
Overall, all genres, expanding all genres.
That's hard because we don't know a lot. We don't know a lot of songwriters.
So, to what you know, I mean, if you think like,
there are a lot of dope songs that I'm quite sure you can't name the actual songwriter.
But here's the thing, I wasn't
name the artist.
I just found out recently. Maybe this was to my ignorance on the matter, but I didn't know Neo was responsible for so many. Neo and Dream were responsible for so many hits. I didn't know that.
That's why Neo don't be putting out music like that because
But isn't that like detrimental to their careers in essence because they're more so known for the pen for other songs?
Nah, because that's where the money is. And then it's like undeniable. It's like, yo, I'm responsible for this sound, like for everything
I'm thinking
sounded that way because of me.
But think about it though.
But
I'm
that's
writing
what
for
took him so long to come out though.
Yeah.
I mean, meaning like he was doing that already, so that's what kind of took him a little while to kind of, you know, make his own mark. Right.
They didn't want to put Neo out. I heard from
Missy
something because but like it was the look a lot. Like it was the look. They didn't think Neo had the look. Like Neo, you know, he looked kind of funny. They needed him to be more polished of, you know, because it was like if you see videos of him before, it was kind of like, you know, it was weird.
That's whack though.
Nah, it's not, bro. It's an entertainment business.
That's like, not whack. The fact that you have to be, you're pushed to.
Nah, it's an entertainment business, bro. Like,
so you don't
I feel
a
like
lot
that's
into
whack
it
because I feel like it defines.
That's
like,
whack.
Maybe it's whack, but
acceptable.
It's real.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it is whack.
Yeah. Like,
however, he was still making his money.
Nah, but because if you don't look the part, then you can make your money writing like he did. Like if we're gonna put you on Front Street and put you on the cover of magazines, you got to look the part.
But the idea that we're even having a conversation about looking the part, like.
It's entertainment, man. We're gonna put you on screen. You gotta be, you know what I'm saying? If the Elephant Man writes hot bars, it's kind of hard to put, you know. I'm just saying that's just what I heard. And once they and not even just the way he looked, it's bigger than just the way you look. It was about polishing him as like an artist to be on that platform, like just the way you carry yourself. And then it took a while for him to get, but then once he got there, it was a wrap. Like he took it off. That's what I heard. I mean, that was slowing him up, and he kind of had to
each his own. I mean, but maybe that's it. I mean, and same thing with Carrie Hilson. I didn't know she was responsible for so many hits. She actually wrote for Beyonce. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think she
played
also
herself.
started out
I heard
as
about
wait, what'd you say?
I mean, but then she played herself.
Yeah.
I heard
the
about
whole
said story.
I'm not saying you can't do that, but that was just not smart. That was just dumb for her to take a shot. Like for what?
What did she say?
But then this is my other thing. Not to go off on a tangent, but oftentimes
Raine,
it's someone
Raine.
exactly. It's someone. It's a guy that's egging it. So the producer is who gassed her to be like, make this diss record, like take a shot at Beyonce right now.
She made a diss record at Beyonce.
It was a freestyle. It was dope. Y'all remember that?
Nah, I remember the
It
beat.
just
I remember
didn't get
the
that much.
riff. I didn't know there was a song.
I gotta
Yeah,
look
she
this
dissed
up.
her. She took shots.
I mean, yo,
It was
people
kind of
trying
fire,
to
but it was
sell records.
unnecessary.
And she
And
wasn't
she still-
established enough for that.
She wasn't, and
Like-
so
Yeah.
when she popped, and then she was out of here.
And it's like if you're not established with that, and it wasn't
I didn't know
necessary
about
because the girl, like Beyonce, people say what they want about Beyonce. Beyonce has paid her dues
Hell yeah.
to this industry.
I suppose you're
like
right.
she has done her work.
Fuck with y'all.
Like, and you gotta give credit where credit is
I'm
due.
messing with y'all, yeah.
No, we've got to ask you. Ask him.
What?
What did Beyonce do to you, bro?
Can y'all stop with that shit?
What did Beyonce do to you? So secretly,
not-
like what?
I
There
ain't-
was a girl
I'm not
in
even
school
going-
growing up that looked like Beyonce.
Not at
right?
all.
And
Not
now
at all.
I see Beyonce's that one. Right?
In the words of Raine, real talk. real talk.
Why you hate
She
her?
did. I don't hate her. It's just like, listen, like I said last show, if I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating. I have like 5 songs of Beyonce on my Apple Music.
I don't
listen
have
to.
none. But
You sound like that person saying,
I got 5
a black friend.
I got 1 black friend. His name is Clifford. Good guy. Listen.
But
She's
yeah,
cool.
Neil. Oh.
I got five Beyonce songs.
I got 5
I got
Beyonce.
5 Beyonce songs.
Yep, I turned into that.
My
guy.
top 5 is Prince, Prince, and then Prince. That's it.
Songwriters?
Yep. That's it. Nobody as far as.
Dylan.
That's
That's
how
what
I
I was
feel.
thinking the whole time.
Yep. Similarly to me.
I feel like I had to
name
do my
songwriters.
research for something like this.
Me too.
I mean, I thought of it, and it just made me think about. I thought of what's his name? I forget his name. Smokey Robinson. I mean, that's why I came up on that type of music, so it's difficult for me. Then once I heard that, I already love Neil's music, but the fact that he wrote for other people,
Whitney Houston, Jennifer
Jesus
Hudson.
Christmas.
He wrote for a lot of.
and also like you said, you mentioned last time. I think it was you, Raine. R. Kelly, like
Definitely.
that dude. The
Couldn't
Closet
be me.
series. Yeah, I know. I'm just
It wasn't me.
No.
It wasn't you.
No.
I hated that.
I'm anti R. Kelly.
I'm sorry. I hated Closet, bro.
I
That
enjoyed it.
shit
It was
was-
entertaining.
It
I
was
was
like
hooked.
50
Closet
fucking
Chronicles.
trapped in like that
In the
shit.
closet.
And then it wasn't even a song no more. He was just
In
talking
the
like, yo,
closet.
I woke up, then I had to eat. I went to work today, and then like it was like, yo, bro, this is
Oh
not
my
even a
God,
song no
rubber,
more, bro.
rubber.
Yeah, like come on.
well,
I
you
was-
know he came back out with the rest of the series, right?
Yeah, it was like 40 more. Right?
There's 40 more?
No, it was more.
Recently,
Look,
yes.
Recently?
I
Oh,
hate you,
yes.
son.
They need
I
to take his
hate
damn
you,
platform
son.
away from him.
I hate you.
No, I'm checking that.
and then-
tonight.
Babyface, I think, is probably
Oh,
a
yes.
songwriter that deserves a lot of like
That's another one.
solid.
Who?
Babyface.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
R. Kelly can't really
Shit, even
read.
Drake got,
like, right? Isn't
Can't
that
read?
That, I've heard like
Wait.
yo multiple times I've heard that he cannot read.
That's
I've
sad.
heard R. Kelly can't add. Like there's a video with
That's
like
sad.
there's a video
don't
with
believe
Wendy
that.
Williams like almost crying like because people was being harsh on him like yo y'all don't understand what he did, he can't read, he overcame so much, like, and I've heard that from multiple people that R. Kelly is not like,
I don't believe
He has
that.
enough
Literally,
money
yo.
to go and pay for his education, and like if it's not something that
but if you have a learning disability maybe that's
and you know what,
as
and
I
guess
think
what,
that-
they have like there are educators out there who serve students with diverse
Oh
learning
no,
needs.
I
You
agree.
can still
But
learn how
what
to
I'm
add.
saying is, for you to be such a great songwriter and then you aren't like
But that's
able to like physically, like I think I give you even more props. Even though I don't fuck with R. Kelly like that, I gotta give you more props
Nah.
because
Listen,
you're illiterate and
you
you've
know
written
his
some of the
music.
best songs ever.
his music.
I'm
I
not.
mean,
I'm not gonna lie. The man
aside
could
from
be.
his, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Maybe he's like a savant in that, autistic in that level of not
Yeah.
being able to.
He
but,
can
you know,
read. Listen, him reading. His pen game is crazy.
If he can't I don't know. Look it up. I
never heard
I've
about
heard
that.
for years. I've heard multiple like credible sources be like, "Yo, he can't read." Like he has an assistant with him like specifically to handle all of that stuff.
Also, too, Jay-Z. Crazy song. He wrote songs for Beyonce, too. I didn't know that.
Definitely,
I
but
didn't
top
know
5,
that.
I don't know. And y'all know how I love her.
I
What
mean,
song he wrote for Beyonce?
I think he wrote, what was that? Upgrade You, I think. I think he wrote that.
it was that one.
Upgrade
yeah.
You?
Yeah.
Like the fact, I don't know, because to be a writer in that regard, and then writing for a totally different genre, and
Well, he
also for a
wrote
woman.
the hit for Dr. Dre.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess to write for a woman in that regard, R&B, it was just dope. I didn't know that.
Drake
See,
wrote Unthinkable for Alicia Keys.
Yeah, I'm giving props to Beyonce, guys. Can you give me some?
You just gave props to Jay-Z.
And Beyonce.
Exactly. No, you didn't. You took her props away.
Damn.
You found a way.
You're right.
Who wrote
Drake.
Drake?
Unthinkable. He wrote that.
That's dope. That was a pretty good song.
It's,
I mean, the lyrics
Oh,
was
look, man,
okay.
you don't want to give Drake
Lyrics was-
crap. You don't want to give Drake.
no.
Drake is the dude, man. He's that dude, man.
I'm sorry. Finish your thought, Q. I'm sorry. I'm just.
I hate her.
I think it's dope because I think like it's awesome that he has that skill of being able to write a song like through the lens of another person, and like that's his thing, right? That's his niche to tap into like women. However, I think lyrics are pretty basic nowadays.
Yeah.
I think like people, I don't know, and maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe I haven't done my research well enough, but lyrics are pretty basic. There's this one.
Yeah, but those songs are pretty dope songs that we named so far.
Yeah.
Unthinkable was a dope song.
Now
I
I
mean,
think about
but-
it is a Drake song.
What, Unthinkable?
Yeah.
Unthinkable?
Now I think about it. Yeah. 'Cause
How?
think about all the content that we've heard from him as far as that, like, you know, you can't Drake and drive, right? Like you listen to Drake, you're gonna end up at your ex-girl's house and things like that. Like he's good at those type of songs. No, I'm just saying I'm giving him props.
Oh.
Like, that's kind of crazy.
Nah, Drake is dope. He's definitely dope. But top 5, we talking.
I
don't
mean,
know. I think like what are we? Is it just rap? Is it overall music?
I was thinking overall.
I think
but
if you
have
point to a
break it down.
specific point of time or
Yeah.
like style of music, I think you
Yeah.
could say like, you know, like that Teddy Riley 88 to 93. If you want to say that point was the dopest time, or if you want to say like the 85 to 90 was the dopest time when it was, you know, Rod Templeton that was doing, you know, Thriller and all of that stuff. Like, I think if you point to a specific period in time and say the best songs were written at this time, then you could attribute it to the writers that were dominating then. Because there's a time when Neo was dominating the writing. There's a time when, you know,
I had no idea. That shocked me.
that absolutely.
That was cool.
That Neo was
absolutely.
dominant?
I didn't. As
You
far as
could
he was
hear it.
If I'm not
responsible.
mistaken, he's like he carries a big title at Capitol Records or some shit.
Wow.
One of the labels, I'm not sure, but if you once you're conscious of it, listen back to the songs from 2002, 2003. You'll hear it's Neo, his cadence, his sound.
Yeah.
He's all over that shit.
Definitely.
Like once you realize people have written shit, like you can hear Rakim in Summertime. You hear Nas in Men in Black. Like when somebody tells you, you'll be like, oh shit, yeah, that does sound like, you know, groove, slightly transform, just play from the norm. That sound like Rakim. Just a little got me. That's Rakim
Sure
all
does.
over. Like you know what I'm saying. So if you know, then you'll hear it. Like yeah, that's him.
Okay. So I know we was gonna talk about him and all that stuff, but how y'all feel about Kanye deleting his social media?
I didn't even know till you told me.
Yeah, facts. I didn't know either.
Did he say why?
It was because of the backlash he got. Specifically, you probably was one of them. Him not releasing his album.
Oh, they was roasting him.
I don't be on social media like that.
No, I'm teasing, but yeah.
No, was I looking for his album neither.
Yes, you were. You said hurry up and release the album, Kanye, the last show.
No,
It's
I
on the
didn't.
let me pull up the soundbite. I'm kidding. I ain't got it.
I don't think I said that.
You did.
I did?
Yeah, you did.
Maybe it wasn't in anticipation.
It wasn't
Yeah, I don't think it
jab.
was in
No, for
Maybe
real,
it was
for
a
real.
jab, but maybe
For
it was
real,
a
you
jab.
wasn't-
Maybe it was like, yo, hurry up and do it. Like, now I'm waiting for it. Please drop it, you know?
Nah, but it was because of that, and also because of the Trump rant on SNL, which was you know. But it got me to think though. Like, do you feel like the media they're harder on black celebrities than they are on white celebrities?
Absolutely.
It made me think about it though, and I was just like, I thought about with the Britney Spears thing, like when she was going crazy. She got crazy backlash. She got crazy backlash from the media. I thought she was black for a second.
I don't feel bad for you. Like, they're bullying me.
No,
like,
no,
I don't feel
think
bad
like
for y'all because Entertainment Tonight wants to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
tough titties, man. I got to go to work tomorrow in the morning. Like, I'm not, like, I don't, you know, like, I don't care. Like, y'all not, that's not a bad problem. People are being mean to me on Twitter. Like, Kanye, I don't care. I don't think it's real. I think you're just trying to make clicks. You're just trying to create a buzz. You're trying to give us a topic to talk about. We're talking about Kanye again because the music is corny, so you got to create something to still be spoken about. That's what I think it is. But if you are that disturbed by it, I wholeheartedly do not give a fuck. Tough titties. Like, man up, bro.
No, I was just curious about that because I'm thinking like,
I don't
you know
know
what I'm saying?
if it's that. I think with Kanye, I think the more I think about it, I think that we don't necessarily need or want to hear his standpoint on politics. And then what I assess it from talking to other people is that he's not articulate enough to discuss these things because he kind of just spits shit out there.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's not being respected. So I think that's what it is. It's like, okay, so then now as I'm sitting here with you guys, I'm like, okay, that's the issue. It's like, you know what? We know you as this musician.
Yeah.
Well, this artist. Put the music out, dude. All the other shit is not really even necessary. He didn't even need to do that to get attention. He gets attention regardless. So that's why I don't think people want to hear that from him.
I mean, then you got a bunch of people who do, who are
Like who?
entertained by it, and
Like who?
like me.
You're entertained
No,
by
no.
The rants used to be
No,
dope
no.
at first. The concert when he used to go, I used to kind of respect them shits. Like, even ones I wasn't at, I would go
But it
on
wasn't
YouTube
politics.
to see him.
Yeah, it was never.
It was somewhat politics mixed in there. It was more, he would more talk about maybe the politics of the game, you know, X, Y, and Z, but I kind of felt those. Then after a while, I was just kind of like, yo, bro, come on. When he stopped doing music and when he just ran it for the whole 2 hours and didn't even do no songs, like, I was like, yo, bro, come on, man. At first, I enjoyed it. Like, I connected with Ye on that level. Like, yo, say what the fuck you want. You know,
because
y'all know
it wasn't this. It wasn't
Yeah.
even
It wasn't
politics.
this.
The issue really that he has an issue with is the fact that we don't like the fact that he's wearing the hat.
Yeah.
It just comes down to the hat. When I seen the clip of him doing the interview with the TMZ guy, I seen a piece of it, and it came down to the hat. And then I think, not to say that, but that's what I'm realizing. Like, based on intellects, right? Like, and people that speak on him, they don't think he's articulate.
Yeah, they don't.
Most people don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you know, I think even last week you said something like that, and then a couple of my other friends said the same thing. Like, well, he just says shit, and then he doesn't follow up on it. Like, he doesn't back it up. He doesn't follow through. It's just like he just says shit, and then it's like it's not respected. So we don't really want to hear this from you. I'm not saying me. I'm just saying overall. But now we think about it. No, we want to see dope fashion. We want to see. Not saying you can't, as a 40-year-old man, speak about politics. You can, but that's my issue. Respect your own platform. Let's not be loose. Like, don't be loose with your words.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's put a little bit more thought, because everyone gives him this credit, and I'm seeing it now, for like being genius, right? But what's genius about that? About just saying shit or willy nilly, you know what I'm saying, and not backing it up. And then even to say that he said he doesn't read. So that's a smack in the face to his mom too. His mom is a fucking professor. R.I.P. Your mom is a professor, dude, and you don't fucking read, and you are like, come on, you're supposed to be a lyricist, and so you're not even that. Like, what are you talking? Like, he
said
said
he
shit.
don't read.
He said he does not read. That's why he started tweeting books that he needs to read or whatever, some shit. Like, you know what I mean? But you don't read. You were raised by a college professor, and you don't fucking read. That's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, really?
But okay, but then again, this is a prime example, right? Because oftentimes if somebody asks me if I read, I'd be like, nah, I don't read, right? And this is because, like,
I'd never say that.
I don't have a routine of reading. Like, I don't read 30 minutes a night. Like,
I
we
don't
tell the
read
kids to read
as
at
much
school.
as we should.
Yeah, but this is why I would say, because there's some people who make a habit out of it, who reads every time they're on the train or something like that. And what I mean is,
But if I ask
I
you,
got
you don't
that.
read at all?
no, I listen to Audible books. That's my
That's
way of
reading.
consuming.
Still
No,
reading.
but even before then, before Audible books became popular, I just didn't have the time. Like, after I read my college books, that was it. when it's time to go to work,
Maybe
it's
you
time to go
did
to
your
work.
10,000 hours already. That kind of,
No,
that
but
kind
then,
of concept.
but like
maybe
it's
I
still
don't know.
never ending. But it
Of course
doesn't
it
mean.
should,
But
yeah.
okay, so let me
I
take a
don't
step back
think
because it
even
never meant
still
that I didn't
You would
read.
never say that. That's my point. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you would still ever say, "Do you read?" No, I don't.
Because
read.
I still,
Like,
like
who
on an
reads?
average, I probably still read like
Yeah.
3 books a year at the very least,
That's-
right? On
but
average, it's
that's good.
reading. But I might tell somebody that I don't read because I also work in education and I know that like we tell kids to read every night,
Yeah.
and like I expect myself to be reading some more. So that's you might hear me say like I don't read, but that's what I
Yeah.
mean by it. Like I don't read as much as I want to. So it goes again back to him not being like articulate or clear
Right.
about like what the hell he really
So be
means.
clear, exactly. Because see, me
Yeah.
personally, I don't read. I mean, I it's always my goal all the time to read more.
Mm-hmm.
This summer, I did read a few books,
Mhm.
right? And I always tried to. I'm not saying I'm reading mad books, but even if I start and stop, I would never just blatantly say I don't read.
Yeah.
The most I would say is I don't read enough.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's always a goal to read. Like I want to start a book club just to make sure that I'm reading more, and also because it's anti this era. This era proudly does not read.
Yeah.
Does online reading count?
Yeah.
Reading's reading.
Okay.
Speaking of
Nah,
reading,
I
go
know
get
some
that
people
legacy.
Hell
Hell
yeah, go cop
Yes.
that
But
on,
Go get that.
on
Shameless
Amazon.
plug.
But what's interesting is that, like, even when we have the conversation about reading, right? Reading is about the act of consuming information by way of like
Yeah.
visual perception, right? Like people consume information every day. Like when you watch TV, it might not be the most like intellectual way, like quote unquote, to consume information, but it's a form of consuming information. So sometimes like I get into this thing of challenging like what the hell people are saying, like say to me about things like that because all like reading is just the art of me practicing like I don't know, interpreting words through like a visual means in a different way, like but still consuming information. I consume information through listening to music. I consume information through watching TV. I consume information through listening to people talking on the streets. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like who you consume that information from is different. And I think reading got more clout because it was the elitist that was publishing shit. But like they ain't no different from me listening to somebody on the street say something that's like real intellectual or that makes sense. So I also like get into this thing of like challenging like what the fuck people tell me that I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
It's hot as shit. I don't know if it's the consumption.
No, yeah, we can't keep the air on.
Yeah, we can't keep that on.
Got it.
Because it makes no
And I ain't never
Plus
hot.
the consumption.
Mutton's not hot.
Hot.
Never hot.
No.
The month's not.
Mutton's not hot.
I was mad hurt when I found out that was a fake person. Like I wanted that to be real so bad, bro.
What's that? What's a fake person?
That's a comedian.
Big
Like
Shaq,
that's like
that's-
Big
he's not a
Shaq,
rapper.
comedian. Like
He's
Oh,
not.
that
nah,
guy.
he's a
That
fucking
song is
comedian.
fire.
He's a comedian. Like that
Never
whole
hot.
character.
Are y'all
like,
talking about like the chubby guy who
Big
raps?
Shot.
Matt
Brr,
That's
boom,
not
bop.
hot.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's chubby.
Not really.
No.
Big
Oh,
Big
so no.
Shaq.
School
Shaq.
actually put me onto that to
Really?
that song. They were singing that
Kids be
song.
knowing all
The
this.
month's
Oh
Man's not
yeah,
hot.
they-
Man's
never
not
mind.
hot.
I know
Man
exactly
can
what
never
you're
be
talking
That's
hot.
not a real song. He's
Nah.
not.
Nah,
It's
he
a
made
real
it.
song.
But he's a
It's
comedian.
about as real
like-
as Lil Duval's song.
Yeah, he's a comedian that
Yeah.
came out. He's playing a character like that.
Yeah.
Big,
I thought
like,
he was like a young kid. That
I
was
wanted him to
pursuing
be
a-
that
I thought he was
arrogant, like, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I wanted that whole shit to be real, but
That's
nah.
how I felt. Sorry.
Man's not hot.
Not sorry.
The month's not hot.
I gotta get a soundbite. Man's not hot.
Yeah.
Never hot.
Man can never be hot.
Yo. That's a song. He's a songwriter. That's an awesome song.
Definitely top 5.
Boom, bop.
Man's not hot.
See, and when I think about
Guarding
like great
holes.
songwriters, I think about
On my
artists
toes.
whose lyrics connected with me. Like Lauryn Hill, her lyrics will forever like be the
Of
person
course.
who taps. I know I like shouted her out last week. I probably will shout her out any other time that I spoke.
Shout her
yo,
out.
I'm all for it.
Yes.
But like
we need
what
to
she had
collab on
to
my
say-
book. That Lauren is the GOAT.
Oh yes, well of course.
Yes.
Shit,
Not
I can
feeling
find
that?
data to back that shit.
Yes, I need help. I gotta prove it.
Love
But
it.
like when I think about like people like artists in our time, like what she had to say moved me. You know what I mean? Like I can't think of too many people who had some shit to say that moved me. Okay, so Tupac, because that was another person, which is
Yeah,
why I always say, I know I'm in New York. Don't look at me sideways.
But
that's why I would always-
pop.
Like,
he was
I
raised in
always-
Baltimore, right?
I think he was.
He was
Something
raised
like that.
here.
He was raised in the Bronx, but then he moved
born
to
in
Baltimore.
Bronx.
Then he moved to Baltimore.
Then he
Wow.
moved to Marin City. Then
Yeah.
he moved to Oakland.
Oh, see, I don't
He's
even
sort
know
of
all
like
that.
you. He went all over the place.
all over
the
the
damn
place.
Oh, shout out to the movie The Hate You Give. 'Cause
I
had an
wanna check
opportunity
that
to see
out.
It was really good.
That's Pac related. I mean, I
mad
know they
that-
took the
Well,
thug life thing,
Fire
but is
stick
that
it
what
is.
this
It's not
Pac
what-
is nothing? It's
The
just,
kid
okay.
who was. Oh wait, is that a spoiler? No, I don't think
Please
it's a
don't,
spoiler.
because I didn't
No,
see
I-
it, so don't spoil it for me. I didn't read the book either.
I mean, the
Well,
hate you.
Nah,
That's
nah,
The
nah.
Hate You
That's
Give
the
thug,
thug life, yeah,
right?
that's
So,
the thug
life.
so that's the
That's
premise.
Yeah,
But
Like
that's
you
okay.
get it.
Oh, but
Thank
Pac
you.
has nothing
Thank
to
you.
do with
No,
it. 'Cause
but
when I heard, I thought it was like, oh,
I
Pac.
know.
No,
quick
Pac
enough.
doesn't have anything to do with it,
Okay,
but his
okay.
influence.
Okay, all right. 'Cause I didn't
Okay.
know.
His influence has something to do with it. So yes, he does. In essence.
Oh, explain his influence in what way?
I mean, The Hate You-
You give, thug.
That was what the
No,
thug
I'm
life stood for. The hate you give little infants fucks everybody.
Fucks
So that's why
everybody.
when I heard the hate you gave, I'm like, oh, it's a Pac movie, but it don't.
Wait, what?
That-
Thug life means the hate you give.
Little
Little
infants
infants fucks everybody.
That's what it's supposedly. That's what
The
Yeah.
what fucks everybody?
the hate
The
you
hate you
gave.
give.
The THUG little infants fucks everybody. Thug life. That's
Thug
what
life.
each
Little
letter of the.
infants?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what it.
That's what he meant by
Yeah.
like that was always his rep. That's what he said. Thug life meant to him.
Yeah, I had too much
Little
rum. What is it called?
infants?
Yeah.
LIFE. Little infants fucks everybody. Life. Thug the hate you gave. THUG.
Yeah,
Little
got
infants
that.
fucks everybody. Yeah.
I
The
got
that's
hate
it.
what
you
it
Like
is.
give kids,
infants, like
children,
infants.
like
Yeah,
children.
babies.
Fucks
Fucks everybody. So what
Yeah.
he's saying is that like what we put out in the world
Yeah, it's
essentially,
fucking everybody.
like especially what the kids consume, it fucks everyone because the kids essentially grow up to be the adults that are functioning in this world. So if we give hate, then we're gonna essentially raise children that like puts hate out in society. And essentially like when you think about Pac and the shit that he used to rap about, when you think about like some of the songs that were most influential, like Keep Your Head Up and shit like that, it was really about I don't know, like just pushing kids or trying to motivate children. Or speaking about kids' stories because he always had a lot of empathy for children.
Definitely.
His children in his community, or he like rapped about a lot of kids in his community.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to
I
Pac.
kept saying it
Pac is the
repeated
man.
because that part just wasn't flowing to me.
Oh, the little infants part.
I think it was something.
He had to make.
I think it was created afterwards. I think he had Thug Life.
Hopefully
and
that
then
was
like,
before-
It'd be dope if I put some words to each. I think that's what
Little
happened.
infants.
But whatever.
Hopefully that.
Everybody.
Whatever.
Hopefully-
That doesn't-
It's still Pac all day.
Hopefully he didn't think of that when he wrote "Hit 'Em Up." My fofo, make sure your kids don't grow.
Yo, why you Obi-Wan always
Thanks.
on the
But
cover?
I'm
he
just
had-
Thanks,
saying.
Omar, for that.
He was a
Sorry.
walking contradiction, and he was also a man who
Sorry.
always stated that too. Who wasn't?
I'm just
mean,
no.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
Pac is the only person that could get away with it. I'm sorry. There's certain people that could do it. Certain people that can't.
And
You know why
like
I'm
let's
looking
give
at
credit
you.
to
That's
his
your unpopular
upbringing.
opinion.
For like Pac grew up in a time like his mother was heavy into like I don't know if I can say Afina Shakur. Well, I think I could. Was
Okay.
a Black Panther,
Absolutely. No, Afeni
heavily
Shakur was a
supported the
Black
movement.
Panther.
but like so, and that kid was raised like. He probably knew the tenets of like
Of
the
course.
principles of like the Black Panther organization. So
I think he hit both sides.
I
Like
mentioned
we
that
said,
in
his
jest.
mom's was a Black Panther. His mom's also was a crack addict at the same time. So
Yeah.
like when you
Walking
say he's a walking
contradiction.
contradiction, that's what he came.
Listen, I'm
he
not-
came from both highs of
Yep.
seeing both things, from being dirt poor to being super rich to being the number one person.
And
from
to me, that's just
mom's
being
the best.
human.
So
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
being.
Absolutely.
I'm poking fun, of course. I mean, I love Pac, and it was that was one of my favorite diss tracks.
I hit him up.
Yeah, exactly.
I loved Pac. I was
Pac is the man.
all Pac. all day.
I was, yeah, but yeah, he's another one as far as songwriters. He can go in there.
Absolutely, and for the
Mhm.
time that, because it's only about maybe
Definitely.
5 years when he
Yeah.
was really writing songs. You want to say
Yeah.
like from 91 to 96, all of that material was written,
Yeah.
and it's still shit that we haven't heard. So it's fucking
Word.
nuts.
they
like,
said that there are two. Actually, they just said the other day that there were two. There's enough work
two
for
more
two
albums.
albums. Yep.
Uh-huh.
oh, absolutely, there's more than he did 3 songs a day from 1993 until 1996. So just do the math for that. He was doing 3 songs every single
That's
day. And
crazy.
there's days where there was 5. There's days where there was 6. There's days where they were like, he's just going in right. Like he never stopped to think about. It's just I'm sitting there, boom, 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 record it,
I
lay it
always
down,
wish I
boom.
could have got to that level. I feel like every rapper can. It starts out, the most I probably ever did a day was 16. It starts out
Yeah.
with that. You got to just like say you're going to write.
Just
even if
writing in
it's 2,
general. Yeah.
Right, 4 bars a day. 4
Mhm.
bars turn to 8. 8 bars turn to 16. 16 turns to a song. You know what I mean?
But then again, we was living real lives, so it's harder. I'm sure you was working. You was trying to, support
No,
yourself.
I just
when
mean
that's
when I
all
was
that
told-
he was doing, he could just sit
True.
in the studio and make this. So
And-
you had life to do. So like,
But I just think it's that. But nah, I'm saying he still had life too.
Yeah,
I feel like it's focused.
he didn't have a job though.
But-
like
but
shit,
not
you gotta go
necessarily-
like pay your
exactly,
bills
because
and
all
all
that's
that.
distracting
I
Like,
don't have a job, and I still be like.
but
it's
you
about
still
focus, I'm
grinding
saying.
to
That's true.
support you. You still doing multiple things to be able to,
It's not
to
your
have
job to be in the studio, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
That's
his
what I'm
job.
saying.
He was
That's
getting
his
paid
job.
to do that shit.
So if he could do 60 hours in the studio a week because that's what you getting paid
Yeah, but
for.
I'm saying that even that is something that's built up.
Yeah.
It's something
Oh,
that you
for
have to
sure.
have the focus and dedication for.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because at one point I always look back at that. I had things at my fingertips that I took for granted.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Of
And
course.
just not having that focus. You
Yeah.
have to have like a focus where you're like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
This right here is the key to win. And sometimes you just can't do the shit. I feel like for every rapper though, even like for up and coming to professional rappers, a lot of times professional rappers they lose their whatever because they're not rapping every day. If you're simply
Yeah.
rapping every day, that's how you hone your and
That's-
not
that
just for rap,
skill.
anything you're doing, whatever that skill is. If you're
Yeah.
doing it every day, the 10,000 hours of work.
Absolutely. You got to do it.
I believe in that.
But then I don't
theory.
know because I think certain people's creative process is different. And
It is.
One
Mine is all
thing
over.
that my shit is way different. And one thing, I'm not a quick writer when it comes to songs. And one
Me
thing
either.
that made me feel very comfortable was when I saw Eminem do an interview. He was like, "Yo, there's songs that people love that took me 6 months to write." Like I'd write it and I have two
Yeah.
verses and and that made me feel good because there was times where I wasn't that 3 songs a day person. I think Pac's style and his way of writing
No,
was
but see,
3
this is the
songs a
thing,
day.
though.
I don't think
But you-
certain artists are 3 songs a day.
You're right. No, but what happens is you have to go back to the songs.
Mhm.
So it took him 6 months because he's not literally focusing on one song for 6 months. It's
Oh
that-
yeah,
But I'm saying,
absolutely,
even
absolutely.
with us,
You
like,
write
what
multiple
happens
songs.
is, you start and then you're like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, and then you got to
But a lot of times artists don't come back.
Mhm.
You
Oh,
got to
yeah,
go
nah,
back
always
and
go
you're like,
back.
fuck.
to it.
That's what
Yeah.
happens.
Always
As an
go back.
artist, I know, like you like, this shit is whack or whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
even if it probably is not really whack, it's just not you're not feeling it at that moment.
Of course.
Yeah.
But it's your job to keep going, like to go back to it. So that's why I used to use a technique just to start a new rhyme. I would just kind of like use the end of the other rhyme, like an old rhyme, just to kind of keep it going. Even if I didn't feel like I can come out with 8 bars, that's not hot to me. But just keep going until like
Just for the reps.
to
Something
develop
that
it,
you're
right?
just
Just
for
for the
the
reps,
reps.
and I think that you need to do that as an artist.
Absolutely.
Lyrical exercise as a rapper, but just as an artist, period. If you really want to be the best, and I'm just, I'm saying it from experience. If you really want to be the best, you have to do that. And I think that's also part of the reason why rap sounds the way it does right now.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
you don't think no one's striving right now currently to be the best?
I don't think these
No.
are the people that have tried the hardest. Like, I don't listen to their flows and their deliveries and see, like, yo, they put their 10,000 hours in. Like, no matter what Nas or anybody says, whether right, wrong, or indifferent, whether you like it, when you hear it, it's like, yo, this motherfucker put his
He
time
put
in.
his time in.
Like,
Of
he put
course.
his
Same
time
thing-
in, you know it.
I could actually say that for Dave East. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because
You can tell
even
the
if,
difference.
even if I respect people who feel like I call them loopholes.
Mhm.
People feel like he's not the dopest, right? And some of his rhymes could be like whatever to certain people.
Mhm.
But what you can't take from him is that he nonstop works.
Mhm.
Like to the point of, and this is even one thing, having interviewed him, I feel like people are like, oh, he don't have a hit song.
Mhm.
But he kind of said this too. He said, I want to keep writing. I want to find my niche. You know what I'm saying? Until I can get to the point of, and now I feel like on Karma 2, he showed that he's kind of getting there where he's making better songs. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it's also knowing who you are. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I'm just going to rap. I'm building my platform up. I'm going to keep rapping. But one thing he never stopped, he constantly drops music, yo. Like nonstop, even to freestyles. That's a part of it. And that's how you in this era where people can forget about you as quick as they find you.
Hell yeah.
That's how you stay alive. Especially as a new artist, you have
Yeah.
to constantly be working, like, and be inspired, even when you're not. New songs come out, like you have to like drop the freestyle. You're not
Yeah.
too dope not to hop on a freestyle.
Yeah.
Like, who are you?
Got to.
And a tangent, but I want to bring this up, right? Because I feel like this is just like what I see as far as black people and our issue, but now I'm seeing it in the industry. So I made a post on Facebook, and I'm like, because I'm seeing this all the time, and it bothers me. So a popping artist would do a feature with a not so popping artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even do the video, but not promote it. And so I made this. So I said I don't understand the game.
Dumb.
Could you give? Are you able to give an example?
Yeah, I give an example. I'll put it out there. So I saw it, and I did a little research. Maybe they did promote it, and I didn't see it. But Don Q did a feature for K-Shine.
I seen that.
Right?
Yeah.
Dope. It's a dope song.
Yeah.
I like the song. It's called Crib.
Yeah.
Right? He even did the video, which is unheard of too, because you're the popping artist. So you obviously fuck with him because you did the video. I go to his page.
Wasn't
Damn,
even there.
son, you can't make one post. So now I seen the same thing. Sue Surf has the song with Mozzie.
Yeah.
Everyone's sweating Mozzie. Mozzie is the popping artist, right?
Yeah.
He did the video. Well, I think it's a cartoon video, but still, it's a video. Everyone knows. You've been in the studio with him. You've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
It's official. Damn, go to his page. No promo. So I'm like, damn. So I'm gonna tell you how people think, and this is what I think is our issue as a people.
Of
This is how
course.
we think as well.
I see what
You know what I mean? So I put the post up, and all these artists come back like, nah, he don't really got to. Why doesn't he have to?
Why even do the verse if you're not going to
Word.
promote it in
That's
the first place?
bad
Like, that shit
business
don't make-
to
yeah.
me. And nobody that I would manage, I would allow that. If I'm managing you, like, that's going to be stipulated. Like, if you're doing the feature, you paid the feature, hey, we need this included. Oh, it's going to be extra? Okay, we're going to pay for that because we need that. This is a digital era. How do you not promote? And no
That's
one's
what I
saying
think
promote
it
every
is.
day.
That's what I think it is
What?
because I know there's certain artists and DJs included that have a promotion price. Like it's a price for the feature, and then it's a price
first
for me
thing
to
that came to
promo it.
mind.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention no names, but I've got friends that have mixtapes hosted by poppin' DJs that they paid for that but didn't pay for the promotion, and you don't see that shit on that DJ's page, nothing. And it's like, yo, why would you do all the shit, host the mixtape, all that, and you've never promoted
And
it
you know
because
what's-
you ain't slide that back for the promo, and that's whack shit.
That's whack to
That's
me
whack.
because real talk, that's why we cannot level up. Just common sense.
Yeah.
If we're all promoting, if you're promoting, and it doesn't have to be every day. It's not your project. Granted, it's just a feature. No one's saying for you to break your, to like promote every day on your IG. But one post, this is a digital era. How we eat is off of social media.
Word.
So you doing a feature with a $10,000 feature can go absolutely nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But these are actually solid songs that I feel that this is where the popping artist is not thinking as a business because that shows your audience that you're working.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That you get paid for features and that you are aligned with a certain community because you're doing songs with battle rappers. You have to show the connection, yo. And that's why I brought up Dave East, too, because, to me, he promotes everything that he does. You know what I'm saying? And it made me think, too. I've done interviews, and I'm saying for myself, I think this is also where people think that we could be vultures as well. Black people can be culture vultures as well within the
Hell
culture.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And artists, too. Artists don't see it. They take a lot of shit for granted. I feel the same way. I'm providing the platform. I'm giving these battle rappers a solid interview, all that.
Yeah.
I can name to you how many of them have promoted the interview.
How many?
I can name on one hand. I've interviewed at least, I don't know how many I've interviewed, but only a few actually promoted it. Like, they promote it on Twitter, but they don't post it on their IG. And I'm like, how not? This is a dope set. You're looking good.
Yeah.
Everything is quality. It's a quality interview.
Word.
Why would you not show something that's making you look good?
I just think
But I
black.
think that's
go ahead.
bad. I think it's probably like like you said,
Bad
bad
business.
business, and them not having the knowledge to understand. Because quite often, like, sometimes I feel as though these pairings happen, and they happen by happenstance, or it's pushed by like whomever's pushing them or that other artist, and they might not have necessarily bought into it yet, and don't understand that how like not promoting it damages their brand. But it's also, and if that is the case, then it's ignorant for them to be like taking or
It's culture
showing up
vulture
on
shit.
people's like shit and not be as invested in it. You know what I mean?
Because you know what it is?
sometimes
They
people
think
get
they
scared
doing
that
you a
yeah,
favor.
exactly.
That's
and
the
or
thing.
don't want to promote you because because like you
But
become
that's the
concerned about them
mentality.
moving.
Some crabs in a barrel.
Yeah,
But
yup.
that's my point.
Yup.
Crabs in a barrel.
Because all
Yup.
the artists said that. Oh, well, people think that you're giving them shine, or you're gonna get shine off of them. What? Can we all shine together?
Pretty
That
much.
should be insurance for later on down the line.
can't.
I'm gonna do this shit with you just in case if 5 years from now you pop and you in a position of power, I could be like, oh, remember we did that song and remember we did that.
You know
all that
what?
shit before,
Exactly.
man.
That's
And
what it's for,
whack.
and that's what makes it
That's
more
fucking whack.
But
yo.
yeah, we did a song, but you didn't promote it.
Yeah.
I just think
exactly.
How am I supposed
Exactly.
to go to the next level if you're bigger than me and you can't promote it?
that's just
Nobody don't want nobody. To be
that's just
bigger
the
than
black
them.
culture in itself right now.
And
Like,
that's-
we
that's
are-
a
No,
mentality.
I think
Yeah,
that's too
slave
big of a.
mentality.
I think that's too big of a statement to make
I
because
don't
I
think
think
so.
there's
I don't
so
think so
much
either.
more. I think there's so much more to it. Like to be honest, and like people have to feel comfortable to make certain moves, and this is difficult for me to like speak about like with as it relates to hip hop because I don't understand that industry. But I know like even working in like even in the environment in which we work in, sometimes when I hear the stories of other people in other schools, like I recognize that like we just work in a different type of school where like the level of comfort is different and where like things that are acceptable, things are different, right? But it's not the same every place else you go. And I feel like if you are in an environment where it feels supportive, then it's easy to think like, why can't everybody else do it? When the reality is like, these people aren't running shit, right? I don't know who's going to them, speaking to them about. I don't know. It's very difficult for me to articulate. I haven't formulated my thoughts, but I know one of the things that like is a big pet peeve for me is when folks think that that's like something specific to like the black community. Like it presents itself more often because there's something something systemic that causes us to respond that way, right?
and it's sad.
It's
I
the
just
slave mentality, and I hate to bring it. To
No,
that,
go.
but, like, yeah, it's like they try to implement that shit within the house. Why were there 50 people in the slave house and only 4 people in the regular house, and they didn't go and tear that shit up because they would create little shit amongst the house for people to be fighting. Oh, light skin, dark skin. Oh, successful, not successful. Oh, house nigga, field nigga. They're gonna create these little shits, and unfortunately, that shit is ingrained in us so deeply, like almost in our DNA that. Subconsciously you do that shit. If there's an opportunity that somebody else is gonna come up over you, subconsciously you're like, nah, man.
And that's
this
the
motherfucker
crab
might be
mentality.
older than me.
It's a
That's
crab
the
mentality.
mentality.
It is.
Let me
It's a
give you
crab
guys
mentality.
a reference from the media, right? Y'all watch Insecure.
I don't. I gotta catch up.
gotta catch up.
Damn. Because this is a great reference. There's a situation that happened in season 1 where one of the Molly, who's a friend of Issa, she works in a law firm, and there's this other young lady who like also works in the law firm. She's more
I'm
poised,
familiar with
whatever
that
the hell you
episode,
want
the first season. Right?
Yeah. And this other young lady, like maybe she's a little too hood for Molly. So Molly's trying to give her advice on like how to function in the environment. And homegirl doesn't take the advice. Essentially, she says that, she got the job being who she is, so let her be who she is. And like the dichotomy, like I don't know, that specific instance was very interesting because I saw both sides. Because it's like, Molly, don't tell this girl to change who she is and have her police herself. But then the other young lady is like, recognize that this young lady has been here, right? And it's instances like this that would cause Molly to never again like give someone else advice on like how to function in the workplace. Either which way, like that point of tension happened between them, and the girl didn't take heed to the advice. Later on in the season, Molly was solicited by the rest of the people, the administrators, the white folks, to essentially tell this girl to like pipe down.
Okay.
Right? So she was put in a position to now have to like tell this girl like watch your attitude over the cases. I'm going off on a tangent, but like I can only recognize that one specific instance with Molly and that young lady might have caused Molly to not approach another black female, and try and offer up advice. They ended up firing the girl, or she wasn't on the show anymore, and I think it was because of her attitude, or not attitude, because it had nothing to do with attitude, probably more demeanor, and maybe because she was too loud. But the fact that like they went to Molly to like deal with this issue with this black girl when like she wasn't responsible for her hiring or none of that shit. Like she was put in a position to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, to be
and
that token black
I can't
person.
say that like I've never been in a situation like that before. And like, but circumstances like that mold how it is that you interact with people in the future.
I get that, but I just think within our society now, even amongst people that I know, we don't know how to. Let me see if I can articulate this right. We don't know how to genuinely support our fellow black community people within our black community. We don't know how to do that.
And
I
I don't
disagree.
understand. We don't.
I
Because-
We
disagree.
don't.
No, you know why?
I'm
'Cause
around people
even-
all day who support, who I feel like
No,
support.
I'm saying even my own friends, they don't.
And,
they
yeah, that too.
probably think that they love and support me, right? But they're not in my world. They don't repost nothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't show.
Nope.
Yep.
They're like, oh,
Shit,
Raine,
that's
I respect
free.
your grind. All right. I know your following may not come to this, but to show support for your friend who's an independent, who's an entrepreneur,
A repost
Why
is
not-
free.
because you have
Raine, but let
people
me
that
ask you a
follow
question.
you that don't follow me that are like,
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
what she's up to.
Let me
Great.
ask you a
I don't care if
question.
it gets
Word up.
one like. Who cares?
Let me ask you a
Word up.
question. Have you ever asked your friends to do that?
See, that's the
She
thing.
shouldn't
shouldn't
I
have
should
to
not
ask.
have
That
to.
is so
shouldn't
that's
have
the
to. I
assumption.
do,
That's
but
the
I
assumption
hate
that
it.
we make.
Yeah.
That's the assumption that we make. So hear me out, right? The reality is we all live in our own worlds, right? That is no bullshit, the reality.
You know
And as
what?
much like I sit back here and I want to support all of my friends. If I could, like I'd fund anything that they would be doing. I'd like anything that they do. I'm not a social media type. I'm not a person who's on social media. So now I'm not reposting shit because I'm not on there enough to be reposting shit. I don't see when you post it in the first place.
Right.
But if you took the time and told me like, yo, Q, this thing
Maybe
means
I will,
a
but I'm
lot
just
to me.
saying that it bought. See, people don't understand. It's the same mentality when you see on social media, right? They'll be like, you get 100 likes for got a new job.
Mm-hmm.
You get 10 likes for started a new business.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
And
mentality.
I-
But
Because
on
if
top
you
of that,
following
I
the
wanna-
more than
system,
that, you
that gets
guys.
supported.
because it's not common sense to us. Case in point, this is a connection I'm gonna make, right? And this is my only. I have no real fears in life. I have one that I won't share, but the only other fear that for me personally, and I see it every day, and it bothers me so much, and I'm connecting it to it. I don't want people to wait till I die to celebrate who I am and what I did. And I see this happen every day.
Hell
It
yeah.
bothers me
We
so
share the
much.
same fear.
R.I.P. to and I met him one time, but R.I.P. to Hollywood Play. I'm seeing him all over my timeline. You know, he was an artist who also provided a platform for artists, and you know he was doing his thing, and he was killed last night. But the thing that bothers me is that everyone is like, and I'm not knocking anyone's pain. But everyone's like not promoting him, but they're posting him and celebrating him. Why the fuck didn't y'all do that shit when he was alive?
And I hate to say
I didn't see
it.
this man. I did not see him on nobody's fucking post. I want to vent right now because it bothers me so much. It's like everyone's like, oh, he was such, and I get it. I'm not mocking anyone's pain or mocking the mourning, how he mourned. But it's like, damn, yo. Just imagine if half the people would have just said the same shit
Yup.
yesterday
Yup.
before he died.
He might not
Then the
even
world,
been there.
he might not
to
even
die.
been there to die.
Yup.
We don't
Real
know.
shit.
I'm not God. I'm just
Real
saying it might have
shit.
been his time, but I don't know. But I'm just saying, damn, man. Like now, everyone's talking about all the great he did. I never saw anyone post about all the great he did before.
It's safe now. He ain't
But-
here to be
but-
able to
And
excel.
that's
so
my
shit is
fear.
safe
But they
now.
As
know
soon
about
as I
it.
die,
It's
everyone's
safe.
going to
That's
But
how-
say,
they know
Yeah,
about it.
you can't
But-
What does
but
that
the- but the-
mean?
and so, see, I think oftentimes we live under this assumption, like that the things that we want, people automatically know about these things. And I think one of our real problems as a community, and we spoke about that, we started touching this last week, is our inability to communicate. And not only our inability to communicate, but like I feel like the community it comes from a place of such fear that we also have a fear of like being vulnerable and telling people what we need.
Love.
and that's why, you know what, you're right. And that's why I started saying to myself for this last quarter, I was just going to turn up. I'm at a point in my life where it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care. I never really care about people judging anyway, but just saying exactly what it is. This is what I'm doing. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck
and
people.
and like whatever, you know, if you like
Yup.
it or you don't, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. I do agree. That could be part of it, but the same part of me that agrees with that 100% also feels like, damn, why do I have to ask my own people to do shit that should be common
You
sense?
shouldn't have
Because
to ask
I
them
post
also.
them. I promote
because they
them.
got so much other shit on their minds. And
That's
you know,
true.
and I'm
That's
speaking
true.
for
But
myself.
it's like,
Yeah.
But they got so much other shit on their minds that they can't stop and think about like shit. Let me put my shit aside and think about what the people that I care about need.
Nah, let me
shit
speak-
That's
take
not what we're
3
doing on a
seconds,
day
man.
to day.
But let me-
We should
let
be
me-
think about our own shit.
Let me speak
You
for
know?
the people who are always on the social media. They're in the same lane as you, and it goes back to that crab mentality. Like, you don't want to see me get to where you are, so that way
I
you're
can't
gonna,
even
you know what I'm
understand
saying?
that because
It's
that
just,
is at least competition. And whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, if y'all friends and y'all still competing, it's still competition. So I understand that.
No,
But
I don't.
The people
No.
in your
Nah.
the people in your immediate circle that have absolutely nothing to do with the fucking industry that you're in, not liking and reposting when it takes 1 second to hit the button is fucking crazy.
Rich, I don't-
That shit
I don't
pops.
think
I don't
so.
You
think-
gonna
I
want to
don't-
be there reaping the benefits.
I-
If I somehow make $1 billion off this shit tomorrow, you gonna be right there reaping
me
the
show you
benefits.
this.
So
Let
why
me
would
show
you
you-
not
let me give you a
fucking
prime
share it?
example.
They
I have
can't
a-
be tripping when you
If
acting
you
like.
don't.
Prime example, I have a lot of friends who do a lot of stuff. There are a lot of
Oh
people who are
shit, me
very
and we
close to
agree.
me.
I had to not acknowledge that.
I know.
Cause that's just whack. Ain't no arguing that shit. That's just
Nah, you
whack,
wouldn't
bro.
fire
Like,
shout out that you need to give that a round of applause.
support the
Round
fucking
of
people that you
applause.
with, man. That shit is universal. Support your fucking people, man. Like,
Ideally,
come
Black
but if
people.
that's not the way I
Right.
live my life, you cannot expect. You can't like
I
you
don't mean
cannot
you.
impose
People
that.
that's
We're
not
not
on
saying
it.
you.
I got a
No,
specific.
I know that.
Yeah.
I'm speaking. I'm not speaking about me in particular. I'm just speaking about me as a as a
Yeah.
person who might be listening, who might be your friend, who might be like, no, damn, like Raine, I really do want to support, but I just be caught up in my own shit, like because I know I'm that friend sometimes,
Yeah.
right? I know I'm that friend.
Yeah.
Are you that
Like-
friend for inner circle people though? Like I don't
What do you
put
mean?
I'm that
these
friend for-
obligations on people for extended friends. But
Look
the
here.
10 people that who you know what I'm saying? Like that my friend, like if something happens, my mom's just gonna call your phone to be
Yeah.
like, yo, is I feel like you got a responsibility to do
But
that.
it's also
Extended
co-
friends, no. Immediate
If you
friends,
tell
yes.
me that's
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
need me to
yeah.
do,
Family,
if you
yo.
tell me
Family.
that that's what you need me to do, then that's what I'm gonna do. But let me tell
Oh
you
no,
how
I was
I'm
asking
function.
you if you do you
No,
say
but
that
that's
for your
no.
immediate
Yes,
people?
you're
or
damn
for-
right. I
okay,
do because
sorry.
because
Yeah.
I'm not normally on social media. That's not my instinct. That's not the way that I intend. That I go to. I
I
naturally
think
go.
that was just an example. There are other
No, I-
things like, you know,
No,
like,
but hear me out with this one, right? Because I feel like this brings it back to if people who know me know that like social media is not my thing. So it's not my instinct to do it, even if you're doing your most promotion on social media, right? But if like you're having your launch event, I'm gonna be there a couple hours early to support because
That's
that's
what
how
I'm
I know how to
saying.
support.
That's what
and
I'm
that's how I show you
saying.
that I'm supporting you because that's what's important for me. You know what I'm saying? But if you've never taken the time to articulate what's important to you, I'm gonna do what I feel as though is important because to me that's what would matter. Just
I
like
can
to
respect
you,
that. I can
like
respect
you gonna
that.
repost because that's what's important to you. You see what I'm saying?
But
And
it's
so
not-
that's
it's
why
not
you
important.
might.
I don't think that. All right, this might be a blanket statement, but I don't think that we as a people, because I have to respect it. Everyone is not an entrepreneur. Everyone keeps saying to start a business. It's not for everybody. And so when I speak to some of my friends, you know, even though they may probably later in life, they're very content with, you know, and I can't judge that. They the whole security of a check. You know, the security of a check, and you know, it's just not for everybody. But if you know that we all went down different paths, I don't understand how it can't be common sense that as an entrepreneur, that's what you essentially rely on.
Yeah.
You know, because everything else, like as a business person, you pay for, right? So that kind of support, I don't think that, and I don't mean to be, I don't think that some working people understand that grind.
Yeah.
And so it's a whole different mindset.
No, that's true.
And so that's why I'm saying it's being taken for granted, where you're right. It could be communication too, so I can own up to that. But certain things, I guess, because I realized too, everyone doesn't think like me. I'm thinking that's common sense, you know. But that's also, even in the field that I'm in, it's common sense for me to promote people that, you know, that I'm supporting. But everyone doesn't show, you know, the same. You know what I mean? But my whole thing is that, all right, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be the change that I want to see. You know what I mean? So I just have to live it. But at the same time, it's like, damn, I do think it's also a people thing. Us as a people,
Absolutely.
we just don't think to do. And it's not the social media. I just mean the support.
That was
It's
just an
like,
example.
I
of
just-
not liking
another
this
thing
shit.
is like I feel like sometimes it's real easy to live in a defeatist state of mind, right? In a state of mind where it's like, oh, it's not gonna work, right? I feel like my parents will support me from now until like God knows when, right? When I was a kid, I wanted to be a singer, but ain't nobody pay for me to get singing lessons. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's that they didn't support. I just think that like there was a lid on what they saw the opportunity, like the potential of me doing it. And for them, it was like, nah, you need to go to college and get this degree because that's going to be a secure check.
Right.
And that was the next level up for them. And I feel like sometimes like it's easy to want to assume that like people, our peers and shit like that are supposed to be thinking the same way that we do, but it's not always the case. Because because our backgrounds are different, or like the people who are in our lives who are trying to like push us forward or not, we're different. Because sometimes there were some people who didn't have nobody to thrust them forward, who only knows like that crab in a barrel mentality. Sorry, McCray.
It's all right. I kind of disagree a little bit because one, I speak for those who are on social media and who or not even on social media like that, but still are willing to support the very same quote that you put up. When a celebrity puts it up and they get like 1,000, 1,000,000 likes,
because that's dick riding.
I think like there's a fine line with that because there's people I know whom I've supported, I've given big major shout outs to. You know I did something for Black History Month, commemorating people who don't really get that shine like that, and it's just a matter of like, yo, love to me is you don't need to communicate that. That's something. Love is a verb, right? So if I love you. My job is to show you that rather than tell you, especially with supporting. And I feel like we don't have that in the community because of that whole thing of like, well, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, have you get to where I'm at right now because this is, you know what I'm saying? And I think we live in our heads in that regard.
Where you at ain't really even
far.
nowhere.
And it's just like,
You know what I'm
They don't want you to
saying?
leave.
Like-
We together now. I don't want you to leave.
like I see
They
what
wanna
Stay in
keep
the
you
barrel with
stunted,
me.
yo.
Yeah,
I
stay in
see-
the barrel with me.
I see where you are with that idea, like Arrington, as far as like.
But
sorry.
hers
Q.
is more of a,
Like I see where you at that, but it's just like
it's more of an
Yeah.
adulting thing that
Yeah.
I feel like where I
Pride.
can respect that.
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Just being, you know, just adulting.
But you're not too far fetched from that, because it's like, for real, we don't know how to support one another. Like,
Yup.
it's a fact. Like, and I'm going to go on my little rant. It's like, I have people within my circle.
McCrave.
I have people in my circle, I've, you know, I have a bunch of shit I'm doing, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not going, you know where my passion is. Everybody is documented. If you can't see that, then how deep is your love for me, you know, as a person, as a cousin, as a brother, as a whatever, you know what I'm saying, as a friend. And I just think, like, we need to get out of that. Like, it's nothing for me to give support when I can or anything, you know what I'm saying? And it's just a matter of, we need our black community to collectively think like that, because we are holding each other back. Hence the reason it delves deeper, like, as far as, like, hip-hop in New York.
I think
Something that
it's
was
a big
implemented.
blanket statement that,
Possibly.
like, even though, like, I understand it, and a lot of people would agree with it. I think
you have a certain mentality
Yeah.
that you are also applying on us as a people that we don't have as a people.
We don't.
I think your mentality and your consciousness is not what we have as a people.
Overall,
I can say
it's
even for
not.
myself, my consciousness and my mentality is not what we have as a people. If we really assess us as a people, that's not how we move as a people. As a
true.
people, we're not critical thinkers. We're not. We do not think critically as a people. And as a people, we do not just support. We
I
don't.
think that's systemic though. Like I said,
Nah,
that shit was
it is
implemented in
systemic.
the slave house. Like everyone, we're all
it's
descendants
not
from
natural.
that thing.
It's
you
not
know,
natural
Yeah.
habit. And it
Every
should
other
be
we've never had the
group has
natural habit.
resources to know how to support. You know what I mean?
And I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
We
We
got
don't
enough
know
to
how
support, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's just that, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of breaks my heart a little bit.
Oh,
Because
But
I
I think
got you.
no. But what's interesting is that, sorry, because I want to say that, but I feel like it would be irresponsible if I don't say we never had the resources to learn how to support in the ways that, like, we generally want that support. But like I'm
Imagine
around
if
a
we're all
set of
supporting
people
each
on
other.
each
Yeah.
day. I'm around a set of people each day who supports in so many different ways where you don't recognize that you need that support. And I think my perception is that we don't get the support that, like, we want, but, like, our people support the way they know how.
as far as education, as far as in
And
the school.
I can respect that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah,
say,
yeah.
go ahead.
As far as school, though, that's kind of different. I'm thinking, like, as far as, like, where we are, like, setting this platform. I don't expect, well, I don't expect.
Just imagine if 20 of your
Ew.
is 20
I just-
if
You
20
cartoon drunk right now. You got the hiccups and shit. You
had the backwash last show.
I did what?
You had the
I had backwash.
go. Never
Yeah, I don't
mind.
know what's going
Go
on.
back. Go.
Wait, what I did?
Nothing. Nothing. Go to
I was just
episode
gonna
5.
say, imagine even if 20 of your friends,
Yeah.
of your social media friends,
Mm-hmm.
would have simply reposted
Yup.
just that logo
Yup.
Of course.
coming soon.
Yup.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
I could count on one
This
hand
is
the people
20
that
out
posted
of
it.
Yeah.
however many. 20 just did it once a
Mhm.
week, every Sunday. Hey, I'm looking forward to this podcast.
Shit will be lit.
But you gotta
Shout out
ask
to
him
my-
to do. But you gotta ask him to do that
I don't
shit.
You
That's
should
what
not
I'm-
have.
Should
no,
have
I'm
to
sorry,
ask
and I
the
disagree.
people in your,
no. See, that's
the people
that's
in
a
your
part of the
immediate
marketing.
circle.
That's the part you shouldn't. But you
Niggas,
know what? That's what
it's
we
a
have
button.
to be.
Hit a
But you know
button
what?
on your phone
What?
on the train.
But
But you
hold
gotta
up,
be
hold
like,
Looking
hey
around
friend,
and
I
thing.
need you to do
Hold
this
up,
for me
hold
at
up.
8
You
p.m.
can do that on a
today.
status.
Hold up. She's right to a sense. That's
Shit
what I'm
have
going to do when we do. I don't think we have to, but I'm saying like it is a strategy. That's a part of the marketing. That's why and I put it out there. I reached out to you, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and it was more so because I am trying to be the change that I want to see.
Yeah.
So since I'm focusing on marketing, my goal is to align all the brands that I know with female battle rap.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I reached out and I'm like, hey, can you post the flyer from that? Not even from your
Yeah.
own, from this, because this is what I'm a part of,
Yeah.
and I want to align everything together.
Mhm.
So yeah, I can reach out with with certain things,
Yeah.
but I do just feel, I'm just saying on general, like as friends, family, it should just, I don't, and you're right, I don't think that they even think that that's something to do.
Mhm.
You
They
can post.
do.
No,
I'm
they-
not letting y'all
No,
cop out with it.
no,
because
Y'all
they'll
know,
be
like, oh, I'm gonna
they
go
be
to the
posting other shit. They be posting other people's shit. That
no.
poppin'. Joe, when Joe Buttons did, you was posting that shit. But when we did Unpopular Opinions, you not posting it. I had 2 people probably post my shit.
Let me tell you
Sauce and my girl. Shout out to them. But real shit, nobody else is posting it. That shit is whack. When all day it takes a button and you posting, this funny video, this meme, that bullshit, repost my shit, man. Because if I make $1 billion off this shit, you gonna want to be at the table. And that's fuck shit, man.
Nah,
And then
That's
I'm
slave
gonna be
mentality
thinking,
shit,
nah,
man.
you're
Nah,
not at
you
the table,
good.
dude.
Right.
I'm
Nah,
good.
you good.
I'm
You're not
good,
eating
love,
there.
and joy.
That's whack. But yeah, that's
I'm
what I'm
good,
saying.
love,
Like, yeah,
enjoy.
if I get there and then look at you like, damn, well, when I was grinding, you know what I'm saying? Like, and again, your extended friends, I don't think that they have the obligation to have to do that. Your immediate circle, them 10 people, the people
But-
that your
Ask me,
moms
I'm
is
gonna
gonna
do it.
call if something happens to you.
If
I
they
feel like
ask
you're
me, I'll do it.
obligated to do it, man. But you don't post shit. But I'm talking about the people in my media circle is on
They
social
always
media
on
all
it.
day.
They're
You
on it.
reposting this
But-
meme, that meme, and you ain't reposting my
But-
shit. Why?
But she's right. What
Repost
we
that
can
shit.
do, because we need to step up. This is like
shouldn't have to ask.
on air public.
I don't know why you say
marketing
that
thing.
shit because there's some.
We
other-
can reach out to specific people this week and say, hey.
Did Joe Budden reach out to y'all and ask y'all to post that shit? Hell no. Joe Rogan reached out to you and asked you to post his shit? Hell no. Stephen A. Smith reached out to you to post that shit? Hell no. But when my moms have Thanksgiving, you coming to eat at Thanksgiving though?
Shit.
When I got bottles and shit, you coming to do that?
Oh shit.
Like fuck, man, that shit is whack, man.
That was
like
perfect
niggas,
timing.
niggas in my close circle that posting shit every day. You posting 21 Savage album, man. I drop my shit, you ain't post my shit. One time you dropping 21 Savage shit. How much bread you broke with 21 Savage? How many times beef popped off and you called 21 Savage and niggas had to come? Niggas come shoot at you right now. Who you gonna call? Who gotta ride out? 21 Savage or me? Like, come on, man. That shit is whack, man.
Fuck that shit, man.
Fuck
Man,
that. Come on, son. Like, I don't know, man. I can't, and again, the extended people, and you're not
Somebody
on.
about to be calling you after
Yo,
this
for
shit.
real.
Fuck it.
You're not on social media every day,
Fuck
so
that.
I understand, but I know I wake up, I know the people that post
speaking of
all
facts, brother.
day, every day, and you couldn't just hit share. It's one button.
Let me ask you
It
a
takes
question.
fifth of
If
a
you
second.
asked them no, would they do it?
I don't want that
But
love
let me
if I
ask you a
gotta ask
question. But
for
that's
it.
not the question that I asked you. If you asked them, would they do it?
Can I
I
say
don't
something?
know.
If you asked them, would
Good.
they do it?
I gotta think twice because you ain't do it off
Can I?
rip.
Can I? Can I?
don't know.
Let
I
me
gotta
let
think
me add
twice.
to that though. Let me add to that though. So if my shit says blatantly, "Come check us out," post, share. I'm giving you the fucking instructions to do so.
That's
So that's
fact.
a blatant.
That's a fact.
I'm
But
asking
you assuming that they saw that shit.
No, they
don't
do see it. They don't.
They don't read the
Yeah,
captions.
some people be like,
B.
ah,
They
man, that's
don't
my
read.
friend. I
They
know.
don't read.
See,
Okay.
but that's my whole point.
probably-
Like I got
They be
people.
like, I see you, McCray.
Yeah, I see you. Yeah. I don't want to fucking like.
Yeah.
Share the shit.
Word. When I post Carter 5, oh yeah, yo, this song was I listen to. Fuck Carter 5, man.
Prime
like, I
example.
drop my shit.
Yo,
And our shit is actually good.
For real.
It's really
People are
good.
telling me they
Yeah.
like listening to it.
And
so.
I hate crying for
It's not
support.
like it's whack.
Like,
you
you're
know
not
what I'm saying?
crying.
Nah. I hate when the people go, oh, no, man, ain't shit, my shit. That's the thing. I'm not going to ask. That's my whole
Nah.
shit. I'm never going to cry. I'm never going
No,
to beg
we might
nothing.
have to
I'm just
ask,
going to
we
grind out
might have
and let
to
the
ask.
You
incentive.
don't have to ask.
I want to
bet
give you the incentive.
all the
Repost
people
my
that you
shit.
cussing out,
Whatever.
all the people that you cussing out,
I ain't asking.
I'm a challenge you to go ask them.
I'm not. I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all listen now, I'm not going to
Because I
ask
bet you there's some ways
Fuck
that
it.
you got some friends out there, and there's some ways that they wanted your damn support that you ain't provided.
You know what's crazy?
You
They
know
didn't have to
McCray?
ask me.
You know, McCray?
You're right. I feel
There's
you.
times when you be doing
Take your
some shit
time.
at work,
Go ahead. But you going?
and I'd be like, I wish his ass just ... right?
Uh-huh.
But
Right.
it don't come. It doesn't come like whatchamacallit to you. It doesn't. It don't come natural. I'd be like, oh, I wish his ass would have sent them a permission slip, right? But you ain't
That's
think about
not
permission
it.
slips.
Come on.
But I'm
No,
saying
We're talking about
people that do it
support.
for other shit.
Support, I'm there. Off topic, but
Well,
I'm
that is
there.
support. That's support against the lawsuit for the school.
You know what?
Us getting goddamn permission.
Bumbuckler.
I'm just saying.
Listen, whenever I'm there all the time. I'm never there when you call, but I'm always on time.
You sounded like God.
Always there.
I'm always on time. Nah, but real talk though. You got me saying that shit. Real talk. Like I just want to be a part of a community where, you know, people will just support us off the strength of like I want to see you win. And the thing
No,
is
that's
too,
real, and I agree.
you check my drink, my story on IG.
You
There's
doing around
there's
them type of people
people.
you need not to be
There's
around.
people that come up with albums or whatever. Y'all don't know. I put them up because it's like, yo, why
I be
not?
seeing it, yeah,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
put
It's
a lot
like
of shit up, yeah.
nobody, and it's just like even fuck it, my inner circle, people who I thought, I don't want to say thought, people who do I consider my brothers. It's like I don't feel I need to ask you, just like I don't feel you need to ask me to
Word.
support you. You understand what I'm saying? Even with my family, like. I just wish that we did not live in a society where black folks were in competition with other black folks.
I think
when
that's
we
a
all
big-ass
can.
general statement.
I think because we don't have
I need
enough.
to go on record
and
saying
that's
I think
what-
that's a big
No,
ass
competition
general
is
statement.
good.
No.
Let's not say that.
I don't. Okay, I think
But I
I
think
don't
we-
want to say competition, but more or less like.
But I think we
We should-
competing for survival.
Yeah.
It ain't like
Thank
success.
you.
We competing for survival. So it's like, damn, I'm living check to check. I'm doing. If I support this person, they might blow up, and they might not be check to check no more, and then I'm gonna still be.
That's
here.
the concept.
Real
That's
shit.
the
No,
concept.
but I don't
it
think
is.
anybody
It's
is saying
fucked
I'm
up.
not going to
And that's
support
specifically
somebody
check
so
to
that
check.
they don't. I don't think that that's what would be on
Subconsciously, I
people's
think they
minds.
are. Yeah, I don't think it's on your mind. It's been ingrained in you so deep for so many
It
generations,
might be, but I
hundreds
think
of years ago that
oftentimes
you
it's a
don't even
person
know you're
making
doing
a
it.
decision for themselves that just doesn't feel as supported towards you. Now, like social media posts, that's one thing. I can't speak about that. I can't speak to that. But like if a person doesn't come to your event or if a person doesn't, I don't know, buy something, like I don't always feel as though like they didn't do, like, oh, I'm not going to give them my $15. Like I don't feel like.
You might not have it. I'm
if
not
you got
mad
them
at
type
you.
of friends, then that's your goddamn problem. Ain't nobody tell you have them whack ass friends. You need to choose better people in your goddamn life. That's how I feel, right?
Well-
Like if those are the type of people that you're concerned around, maybe you need to choose a different cohort of people. But I don't think that there are some cruddy people in this world, but I don't think most people in this world walk around and talk about like I ain't gonna give you my $12.
I
Honestly,
get that, but honestly, like to me, it's just like an unspoken rule. You know, in my opinion, maybe that's how I
should be
value
common
people.
sense,
Common
though.
sense
I
as well, and I
totally
don't want to get misconstrued as
No.
far as like competition.
I get
What
it.
I mean
And
is
if
just
you can't
like
be there, you can't be
Yeah.
there. You can't do it, you
Yeah.
can't do it.
That's
But it's
physically
still
showing
showing
up, but
love.
a share,
Yeah.
it
Like
takes
even
a
last
half
night,
a second.
pulling up
Yeah.
last night, that was dope.
Damn,
Yeah.
You know,
man,
I
like,
was
why not?
surprised.
Nah,
That's like
fuck that. I
that's
would
what's
see that
up.
shit.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, you know, and I think it should just be. I don't know. I got a brain fart.
fart.
It should
No, I
should
get
go
what I get
without
what you're
saying.
saying, right? I completely get what you're
Do
saying.
you?
And I feel like I do, but I also feel as though it is important to voice it. And let me tell you where this comes from,
So we're
right?
gonna voice it next time.
Like back
We should voice
as
it. And then
growing
the
up,
people that don't
I
do
felt
it,
as
it's
though like I knew that I wanted, like my family knew that I was like I loved music, right? Especially living in Antigua, my access to America was through BET, right? I stayed on BET.
Love it.
Shout out
it,
to
it was
Antigua.
all for the music, right? Shut your friggin' mouth.
Hell yeah! Shout out
Okay.
to Antigua.
So, like, but
Bumbuckler.
and my thing was like I always wanted to sing. I always wanted to sing. My stepfather used to be like, "Oh, you know, Whitney used to start out in a choir," but like growing after a while, like I used to be like, "Oh, my parents didn't, you know, pay for me to go get vocal lessons or do this thing for me, blah 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 blah,"
Yeah.
and they knew I wanted to sing, but and one would say that they didn't, like, it's easy as a child to say, like, oh, they didn't want me to win. They didn't want me to do the thing that I was passionate about. You know what I mean?
Your whole
When
life,
the reality
so
is, like,
you
my
can't-
family was, they was trying to live. Like,
Yeah,
they was
exactly.
trying to make sure that I had fucking food.
Yeah, we saying our share, our
No,
free.
but,
like
no, but
it
what I'm
takes
saying
click
is,
that
like,
button.
this was an example of a time where I probably held it against my parents for a little bit.
You know
That,
what?
like, they
It's so
didn't promote
crazy.
me, and like white kids be getting promoted, like their parents be
I feel
providing
you.
support in that way.
I feel mine in reverse, but I feel like I didn't take it for I took it for granted. My mom actually, indirectly, I realized that she always supported me being creative.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I wanted to play the
So
guitar.
dope.
I see pictures of me. I had a guitar.
That's
you know,
so
I was
fucking
I was
dope.
playing the drums. I played the drums at
That's
3 years
so
old.
dope.
You see me playing the drums. 5 years old with the guitar.
Damn, I
Every
can't
little
find
thing
the
I wanted to
sound
do,
effect.
she kind of like always
Supported
supported. I
you.
think
That's
I took it in retrospect. I realized that she always supported my creativity, but I think I also
Took it
took
for granted.
it for granted. You
Because
know
you
what I
didn't.
mean?
It wasn't the way that you wanted her to support you.
Right, and then even with the
You ain't
rap,
see that
she
shit on
didn't-
Family
she
Matters.
didn't- She does support it. She used to support it, but it wasn't the way that I wanted it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
Because
know,
when you saw Bill Huxtable and Carl Winslow supporting
You know
their kids
why?
a certain type of way, you might have wanted that type of support.
Oh boy.
well, that
just
whatever
saying.
it is, you know what I'm saying.
Shout
It's
out to
kind of
Huxtable.
reverse. Like we kind of like just take it for granted.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm seeing both sides. Where I'm
Yeah.
saying I do feel like it should be natural.
Yeah.
I do think it's an issue. I do feel that we also need to ask, and now I'm not being too humble. I'm humble,
Of
but I'm
course.
not being too humble to ask.
Mhm.
You know?
I'm talking
And then
about.
once but I think you should ask. And then those people that
I
don't
can't.
respond or don't do it, 'cause it's pride. I have the same pride.
do
Yeah,
I got the
I'm
same
definitely
pride.
not. I ain't too proud to beg. I don't mind. Hey, check it out. Even at at work, I'm like, yo, check it out. You know what I'm saying? Do that.
I'll
Do
do
your
that,
due
but
diligence.
again, the immediate circle, and I'm not talking about monetary support because, of course, everybody doesn't have it. I'm not even talking about physically showing up because, again, people have obligations, people have families, people have kids. I'm not asking that, but I'm talking about shit that is absolutely free. Share, click,
No, I
shit
see
like
that.
that. That
Yeah.
shit I feel like you obligated to do.
I see it.
Going on Spotify and streaming people shit continuously all night. If you got friends that got music on Spotify, go on Spotify while you
Nah,
sleep
let me
and
tell-
put that shit on repeat.
Let me
And
tell
just
you,
let that
Be-
shit
There
stream
was
on
one time I
that
tried
shit
to
like
support
that
a
you
friend
could
by
do.
watching their YouTube thing a couple of times, and I was like, all right, I can't do it once a day, but I'm gonna take a Sunday and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna just keep pressing
That's
enter in the link.
dope.
Yeah, but all my little, like, say that I worked for 50 views, YouTube caught on, so that shit felt like a waste of time, and I wouldn't go back and do that shit no
Okay.
more.
Nah,
I feel you, but I just
Like, it
think
changed
like
from
it
50 to
should.
But
five.
you tried though.
It
You
should-
tried, and that I
But
think
they
I
didn't
was
see that
sure-
shit, and they
but
would've
what
been
I'm
talking
saying
shit
is,
just like y'all, talking about, oh, they ain't trying to support.
Nah.
But it shouldn't be to a point where we have to be gone for you to support finally and for you
Yeah.
to do that. It shouldn't happen. You shouldn't glorify me in my absence. You should not glorify. You should acknowledge what I'm doing now.
I think a little bit of
And
that
that's
is
my thing,
guilt.
man. Celebrate people while
While
they're
they-
alive.
Allow them. to
Don't
get
wait
the
till they
roses.
die and then
Yeah.
everybody's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we always saw you had the
That's real.
vision. We knew it. We
It's
knew you were
safe
gonna be
there,
the
though.
greatest." I'm not mocking anyone's pain, but it's like, damn, come on, son.
It's safe.
real
They
shit.
can't be the
Real.
greatest at that point. They can't take you. They can't leave you in the barrel because they're not in the barrel no more. So it's safe
And
to
that's
praise them at
fucked
that
up to
time.
me.
It is. But
I
unfortunately,
don't
it's the
respect
hand
that,
we got
yo.
dealt.
I
But
don't
I don't
respect
think that's
that,
how
man.
people be thinking. I think
I don't
people be
think
so
they're
caught
thinking
up
it.
in
I
their
think it's
shit each
subconscious.
day.
I think it's
Again, I
subconscious
think
as
it's
well.
subconscious. We don't
Because
even know
what
we
made
doing
you,
it.
and I'm talking about your standpoint is just only one aspect. When I think about this guy who died last night, and I'm seeing him all over the place, I'm like, all these people are within this community, me included. I didn't know him personally, but I knew he was someone that did things within.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, damn, all the people within this community of entertainment, of underground, of up and coming artists or whatever it is, they all are posting this guy,
Mhm.
just saying how dope of a person he was. Me personally, sidebar, I'm still waiting for the story. I want to understand, because I think sometimes people don't understand what people are dealing with, or what they're doing,
Yeah.
outside of what they're known to do.
Yeah.
And so my thing is, I don't know. I had not seen this guy on my timeline, and I knew he was out there. He was working. He's active.
Mm-mm.
I didn't see him. I didn't see nobody repost these flyers.
Yeah.
I didn't see, or know all his shits was lit. but I didn't see none of y'all saluting him or commending him, you know, for him being this dope guy
Yeah.
and doing these dope things. And he did a lot of shit for the community.
Yeah.
He gave, you know, shit to the kids, you know, book bags. He just did a lot of shit from what I'm seeing. I'm like, like I said, I met him a couple years back. And it's just whack. It's whack to me because it's like, damn, son.
Keep that shit consistent. If you wasn't appreciating homeboy when he was here, don't do that shit.
Oh,
when
you
he
can't
did.
say
It's the
RIP. You
guilt.
can't say RIP.
It's
All
the
right.
No,
guilt.
you can't.
R.I.P.
You can't.
Nah,
you
you
say
can't.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. No. I'm just saying.
A lot of
No, I
that
get what
shit-
you guys
get
are
what I'm
saying. I get what you guys
not
are
like
saying.
that. I'm just saying like
But
that.
how
I'm
do you
just
celebrate a person
saying.
each day? Like, how do you do? Like, how do you,
Celebrate, acknowledge. It doesn't mean every day. But just I didn't
You ain't
see
say that shit
no-
one time before he died.
I didn't see.
Yeah.
You
I
ain't have
can
to do it
name
every day.
25 people on my timeline, and maybe I'm exaggerating, but let's just say 20 people on my timeline that posted this guy. In the past 3 months, you never posted his flyers. You never posted him. You never even acknowledged, yo, let me just take the time to acknowledge this guy for doing what he's doing. I didn't see it.
That's real.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't see it. Don't wait till he fucking dies to then be like, oh, this guy he did so much.
Yeah.
He did so much when he was alive.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I don't want that shit.
And
He did a lot when he was alive.
That's real.
Celebrate people when they are alive. I can't. That's my biggest fear. I don't want people saying all the visions I had and things I was doing. I don't want that shit acknowledged. It gets acknowledged like, you know, quietly, but I don't want that shit. I want to be celebrated while I'm alive. Don't wait till I die to be like, oh, Raine, she did so much for female battle rap. But y'all didn't say shit when I was alive?
But unfortunately, that's the society we live in. For example,
That's whack.
It is whack. I was watching this countdown. Maybe you guys have watched. It was years ago. I want to say maybe 8 to 10 years ago, and it was counting down like the top 25 rappers of all time. And Common made the list, and I forgot who said. I want to say Mr. C. Somebody. He was like, "Listen, Common's one of those talents where you won't respect it or appreciate it until he's dead and gone." And that, I'll never forget that. And it's so true. It rings true
There's
now.
many
Who said
people
that?
Like that.
I want to say Mr. C. It was one of those
Okay.
shows with like experts talking on or whatever. And that's the type of society we live in. Like, we are not appreciated. We're not. I don't want to say validated, but acknowledged.
Because
like
we're
that.
consumed with what's popular.
Exactly. And we'll
Acknowledge people, man.
we want to see people do good, but not better than what we doing.
Just like
That's
every-
what it is. That's the same mentality.
Always.
But me
And
personally, I don't
always.
care about none
Let
of
me
that.
give some shots fired for that one.
Always.
I can name
I don't
a
know.
lot of people. I can name so many people that I've known personally that have excelled beyond me and all of that. And
Yeah.
I always salute and show acknowledgement.
Yeah.
I don't care about none of that. That means I don't. If you actually think like that, you don't even belong where you belong, in my opinion. If
I
you-
want to
if you
see
worried
everybody
about
win.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
this art form only survives off of what's the next fresh.
Yeah.
I don't. So if you caught up in what's new and what's hot and not supporting
You ain't
that,
gonna last
that's
course.
long.
you ain't gonna last that long.
You ain't
You
gonna last
stupid.
that
But
long.
we're real talk. A lot of our most famous, most popular artists, to me, that's what they do. They find the talent, right?
Drake.
No, well, Drake. Real talk.
boy.
Real talk, though. I must commend him.
Nah,
He
he
is
be on the
somebody
new
that
shit.
aligns himself with the culture.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought you
He-
meant. Like trying to bring.
No,
bring
he
up the
back.
younger
He
people.
breaks
I'm not
bread
used to
though.
y'all
I'm
agreeing.
saying the other one. I know today is
That's
weird.
twice
it's weird.
today.
It's weird.
Fuck it.
Shout out
But-
to the Appleton.
Appleton.
Lick a shot,
No,
bomba
but Drake
clot.
to me, even though it's a thin line with certain
Yeah.
things, because things he did with reggae culture,
Yeah.
I don't think he gave full acknowledgement.
Amen.
Yeah, I
Say it
heard.
again.
He didn't, right? So I did my research on that, but it's a thin line when you're the popping person who's giving the alley oop.
Yeah.
But he often gives the alley oop, and then I see so many times that he gave the alley oop, where a lot of artists in his position or who are actually not even as popular as him don't
Yeah,
do
they
that.
don't do that.
When
I
I,
don't
seen
think
the,
they were
when I
smart
seen
enough.
the cash though, but that's the
Yeah,
whole thing.
smart
They don't
enough.
understand. And Real Talk, bring it back to what I said earlier. Drake is somebody, and y'all can find out. Quote me if I'm wrong. Drake promotes every feature he does.
Yeah, word.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We don't know half these people that he's
Yeah,
promoting.
word.
They're like popping. They're popping in
He could have did better with what he
West
did with Popcorn,
Bubble.
just
Yeah.
saying.
yeah. When he did the reggae shit, he should have did
Popcorn,
better.
yeah.
Who's
but
that?
Popcorn?
he didn't give
Don't be disrespectful.
he didn't give
don't
proper.
know.
But
Popcorn?
but he
Gourmet?
gives credit to these people we don't know.
Yeah.
He aligns himself with the hotness, period.
Mhm.
And the difference between him and everyone else, he aligns himself but they get the bag too, and he promotes. I had to prove this guy wrong. He was like, Drake don't promote. I'm like, Drake promotes every feature. Drake promoted the Block Boy joint.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, he didn't promote Block Boy, and I went and did it. I went to his page. Sure enough, Look Alive.
Yeah,
Block Boy featuring Drake.
Yeah.
It was not his song. That was my case in point. I said the more popping artist does a feature, does the video, and doesn't promote. Drake is the #1 artist. If you can't take that business aspect from him, then come on.
Yeah.
That's how he's winning. You have to show the world that you are aligning yourself with what's popping, whether you're big or not. That's how you stay alive in art. I don't understand why this is not common sense to us as a people. You stay alive that way. Show my following that I'm working. Because he's an automatic hit. He don't need to promote, actually. River Talk, if I had a song with Drake tomorrow,
Yeah.
I don't need him to promote it.
Yeah.
I'll be lit.
You don't want nobody to retweet shit. You be like, don't retweet nothing.
Exactly.
I'm good, love. I'm good, love.
I hate
Enjoy.
to bring
He
this
got
up.
that.
I hate to bring this up, but is that because Drake is white? Is that his,
Oh, because
is
he's
that
half white
not-
for
No,
sure.
because he's
Is
no.
that
Him and
what
J.
he-
Cole, how
because-
quickly they moved
no,
up, I'm not even going to
It's
lie.
because
It's
he's
quite
the
possible.
#1 artist, period.
No, but I'm saying, is he smart enough to look past that crabs in a barrel mentality to say,
Oh,
yo, I'm going to help
no,
people
that's
out?
not what I
Is that
meant.
because-
I disagree.
I was-
That's
that's what I'm
not what I
looking at,
meant.
so,
I
like-
disagree
Okay,
with
no,
that.
I was
statement.
asking. No. That wasn't a statement. This is a question. Where do you think that comes
If
from?
I
your
think
question
Drake
was
smart
if I
enough
think
to-
that Drake
Backpacker
got
by nature.
as
Drake is River Talk. Drake is from the same club as Kanye. He's a backpack rapper. If you look at Drake's history,
Not a conscious rapper, backpack rapper.
backpacker. I mean, that's what I
That's
was.
different.
That's what I am. We used
Yeah.
to backpack rap is you walk around with the book bags.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kanye he had the Louis bag.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. You know, he had the fly going on.
Yeah.
But the backpack rapper is a little conscious. It's like I respect the culture.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm aligning myself with the hotness. Drake backs battle rap. Battle rap is the core of hip hop, period.
And all he had to do was show up.
And he didn't have to show
He
up,
didn't
but
have
he
to.
did.
But meaning like, all
But
he
he
did. All he
did.
did was show up. Yeah.
But he didn't have to.
He
He
didn't.
already put his money up.
Yeah.
If more rappers were to actually put money behind battle rap, you know what I'm saying? It will pop.
They're afraid of that though.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Follow the person that's leading the industry. He's the #1 artist. Drake is the #1 rap artist doing all these things that you motherfuckers don't do.
Their rebuttal to that could be like that he's
what?
so much further away that anyone coming up can't really
But
catch
River
him. That other people can
But
be
Real
caught.
Talk,
You know what I'm
he's done
saying?
this ever since he's been in the game. He's aligned himself.
True.
I don't know half these people that he's
Kept
doing
himself
songs with.
relevant and boosted up. He's
Even when he
largely
steals.
responsible for Migos.
Yeah.
That Versace.
That's
really
promoting
put
the
them on the
popping
fucking
artists,
platform,
promoting a less
yo.
popping artists, and making them more pop.
Yeah, that really. I
That's
think
my whole
Versace is what
concept.
really
Why
broke
can't
them
artists
through.
follow that mindset? That's the winning mindset.
With yeah. And also again,
Promote what you are. What you're. If you don't like the song, that's different. If you took a
Yeah.
bag on the side and the song was whack, that's different. But if the song is hot and you actually believe in it and you paid, the feature is paid.
Mhm.
You did the video, my dude. Post the joint, yo. It doesn't
hey,
hurt. Let us all
You
get
already
shine.
done spent your time doing it.
Exactly.
yeah, we all win. You know, when we all
Stop
win.
the crab shit.
Yeah, stop that crab shit. Repost my shit.
Repost my shit.
Repost my
Yeah,
shit.
bro, or just something, man. Like,
You know
Sound
what
like
I'm
the
saying?
title.
That's it.
That's gonna be the title. I put white
That's the
privilege.
title.
That's the
is
title.
Repost
my shit.
Repost my shit.
but only to them people in your immediate
Repost
circle,
my shit.
man.
Everybody.
No, everybody. Fuck that.
Everybody.
Yeah, yeah,
Mamas,
everybody, yeah, everybody.
Aunties, daddies,
Y'all about to
everybody.
have- y'all about to
Teachers.
have me going to repost this shit.
But they
Repost that shit.
But they don't got the responsibility.
off.
They
Let
don't
them
got
off.
the
Let them off
obligation.
again.
More.
Want some Uzi?
More fire.
Some
More
Uzi.
fire.
Repost that shit.
Post my shit. Man.
Unpopular opinions.
Post my shit.
Unpopular
that
opinions.
shit.
Prince of Kings County coming soon. Y'all repost that shit, man.
And we out.
Word. Hold up. We out? No, not yet. Wait. All right. We out. Fuck
What
it.
you got? What you got?
Hold on.
What you got?
That's all I got. Hold on. I want it. No. Now I'm sure. Here we
Close
go.
out. Hurry up.
Close out with this. We praise all our shit.
Post that shit,
Thank you,
man. We
Omar.
ain't playing.
You're gonna like sound off, but.